I'm Pat.
I'm Will.
Hey, Pat. Hey, Will, I'm Jeffrey.
We had 18 wobbles.
Celebrating. Yeah.
I give
Picking
credit.
on Jeff Goldblum, man. Apparently,
All
he's
the
going to
credit.
be our niche from now on.
Yeah, but that's all the celebrity junk I have. I used it up last week.
Yeah, we've kind of burned through it, man.
Oh, I'm sure there's more stuff we could find.
It's
Jeff
all people you
Goldblum
know, man.
came up pretty randomly. It wasn't like a.
We were talking about
strategic-
Jurassic Park.
It
Weren't
wasn't
we?
a strategic.
It was.
play.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We had no idea we were going to go to Jurassic, or maybe I guess
Well,
we
because
kind of do.
We're going to go fucking viral.
It was because he was wrong. That was the whole point. It was, he's like, he comes in there, he's just kind of like, well, you shouldn't bring back dinosaurs because blah, 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 and, science and, God and all this other stuff and nature and all this other shit. And it just turns out that it's just one fat guy that got greedy.
Who really liked pie.
Well, somebody had to say it. You couldn't have everybody just being like, dinosaurs, yay!
Yeah, but here's the thing, is that problem would have been solved with like one criminal background check. I guarantee you Nedry would not have. He's got something in his past that would hold him back.
You sure he wasn't just greedy?
That dude would have gotten flushed. If he had to pass a background check, that he'd have never made it to the island.
Let's just remember this was back in the 90s, man, where like hackers were like fucking, land wizards.
Well, it's his nephew too.
What's what?
It's Hammond's nephew too, right?
It is?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
remember.
I don't
thought-
remember that from the book.
I thought I don't know if it's from the book, but I thought that was his nephew. So the only reason he was there was essentially because of like nepotism or maybe
I
he
don't
owed his
remember
dad a
that.
favor. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I don't remember that.
I don't remember, but I didn't.
Because he said, I really hate that man,
You could hate
You
your
can
nephew.
hate your nephew.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he didn't say, I really hate my nephew.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, no, but I mean, you do use your brother's first name or like call him by a pronoun every now and then too, right?
Yeah. So we're not mad with him. He's like, this is my fucking brother.
Well, okay, you're making his case because at that point it would be sort of like, man, I hate my fucking nephew.
Exactly. I don't know, man.
That guy would be on the first boat out of here. He wasn't.
Oh yeah.
The one thing that never made sense to me was the boat.
But it only
You
comes.
got to get everybody off the island every night, and then you just leave a skeleton crew there. I mean, it's way cheaper to build a hotel.
Yeah. You would think they
Just saying,
want to have
yeah.
a hotel,
yeah.
like for all the guests.
Oh, see, okay,
Well,
no,
they
so-
already had a hotel.
Yeah, so and they don't have guests yet. So why wouldn't they be?
Why wouldn't they just stay in the hotel?
Yeah.
Wait, about the boat?
Yeah.
Well, it's the same
Or
reason.
was it just because it was a storm?
Well, it was a plot device to get raptors off the island. So
Well, no, isn't that sort of like the oil rig would have a boat that came with?
But it doesn't take everybody off the oil rig every night and take them to Texas and bring it back the next day.
Oh no, but I mean, if you're working on an island, right? You don't make textiles there or whatever. So
No, I understand that.
things
man.
are coming in and
Okay.
out on a regular basis, I presume.
Yeah, but the point behind the boat was it got everybody off the island except for a few people every night. And it took them to Costa Rica and then came back the next day. That was the part that never made any sense.
okay.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought it was
just bringing them shit tickets.
Well, I thought.
I'm sure it is, but I think
But, okay.
it was a device in the movie to get everybody off of the island because the book was gory as hell. They ate like hundreds of people.
Oh no! I thought they were saying that basically they have like regular boat service.
I think in the book that's the way it was.
Is that
to be,
it? Okay,
yeah.
all
But
right.
in the movie, it was like everybody off the island. The last bus to the dock in 5 minutes, kind of thing.
Okay, okay.
Except for like these 5 fucking guys. Yeah.
All right, and Nedry is not related to Hammond, so I mean, it makes even way less sense that he'd hire that fucking guy.
I thought he was just supposed to be like the guy who actually knew. He's the only guy in the room who knew computers, kind of. I don't know.
Samuel motherfucking Jackson knew computers too.
But it's 2 million lines of motherfucking code.
All right, so if you're poaching talent, actually this makes less sense because then he's like, no. Then he's like, My niece knows code.
Yeah, okay.
She needs a summer
Yeah, that's
job.
right. Yeah, so the kids were definitely related to him.
Yeah,
His grandpa.
that's yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, she knows code. Yeah, she knows all this. She's a hacker.
She knows how to use the mouse wheel. Just scrolling in like fucking Stunt Island like graphics, man. Yeah.
That's a really weird thing for them to put in like that. That vision of like, this is what computers
This
are
is the
like.
data center.
Yeah.
This is the architecture. It's actually a little town.
Yeah, you remember in that there's the dude with the bucket-sized VR headset and the Nintendo Power Gloves, and he's
Oh
doing
yeah,
this.
with the
Yeah.
egg thing, and it's just like you could just pick it. I mean, you just use a glove. Oh no, that was to manipulate the DNA, wasn't it?
He's doing yeah,
Something like
he's
that.
doing
Yeah.
it's one shot in the movie.
Yeah.
It's one shot in the movie, has nothing to do with the rest of it. It's just somebody
Right.
told him, like, hey man, this is the future. People are doing this.
Doesn't he have the egg turner that had like two fucking spatulas? Yeah, okay. But that's
Movie's fine.
The movie's fine, man. You know, it's just great. Like, you know, Spielberg has done that a lot of times where he's put shit into movies where he's like, okay, this will make this movie last a little longer. You know?
Yeah, I suppose.
And it just doesn't turn out that way. Oh.
Yeah, that makes even less sense because you're saying like, all right, so if I have to poach a programmer, right, that's good. That has to do dinosaur computers, right? And this is extremely important, right? You would not go like bargain basement. You would not go with the guy that's right. So, like Neo from the
Yeah.
Matrix is, you might hire him, but you wouldn't because he has a bad attendance record.
Right.
But there were less hackers back then.
Movies are only, what, 6 years apart?
Well, here's the problem: it's a per capita thing. Yes, there were less
Oh, yeah, I
hackers,
get
but there
you.
were less computers.
So, well, okay, but then just that there's less would mean that your pool is a lot less. So you might have
Yeah.
to scrape some people with.
And you got to get them to
Questionable.
work in Costa Rica on an island, you know, when you could be working in Palo Alto. Yeah, back in those days.
And it's just top secret, so you might not get the top notch guys that want regular life.
Well,
you need the shady guys that are gonna.
Remember, we
Keep it
spared
in.
no expense.
That's what I'm saying. So we know that he's coming in. He's coming in hot with money,
Yeah.
right? So he's going to get somebody that's going to play ball. Then he's going to say like, "It's dinosaur security." He's going to say, "Fucking what?" It's like, "No, this is dinosaur security." Right? You know, this little thing that you do here for like Oracle. It's like, that's fine. Okay? It's pretty cool. Anybody can do that.
Fair,
Yeah,
I guess
I
they
don't
create-
know. Yeah.
I guess you need to have a bad guy.
He did kind of have that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you need to have a villainist, you know, that's not like, you know,
Mm.
2 stories tall and full of razor sharp teeth. So, yeah.
Arguably, yes. But
Yeah.
when your point is basically coming in here with like, this is chaos theory and stuff like this, right?
Right.
Your whole point then is to essentially have like a Final Destination-esque kind of little thing that snowballs into something, you know, that
Yeah.
this natural thing that, you know, butterfly flaps its wings and Peru, etc.
They put that in the book. Remember that they had those diagrams that Malcolm was doing at the beginning of every chapter. They actually had the fucking code in there.
That's right. Yeah.
It's weird, dude.
Yeah, it's like, no, that's true. This is you're right. This
If
is
you
where
had the print version of the book, you got that stuff extra.
you have a great point because he was a different kind of guy in the book too, was he not?
He was old.
Nedry?
No.
Oh,
Malcolm was old.
yeah.
Nedry was still fat.
Yeah.
He was always fat.
Right.
He was always a slob.
Right.
Samuel L. Jackson wasn't black. So the lawyer was black, if I recall.
What? Really?
He was either black or very brown. And so, and he lived. He didn't get ate off the toilet. So,
Well, Jeff
Oh, yeah.
Goldblum died in the book.
yes.
Then he came back.
Then he came back for the next book.
Right.
Even though It was pretty clear he was dead.
I thought he got chopped in half.
No,
No,
his leg.
it was his leg.
But he was just left in the field, wasn't he?
No, he was laying in bed for like 4 fucking days, while they're trying to get the fences back up, kind of thing. I read this book too many times, man. So I don't know why I'm remembering it. But
Because you read it like 6 times.
yeah, but I did that with some Stephen King books too, man. I can't
And
remember
they're
shit.
gone.
What King book did you read 6 times? That'd take like a full year.
Well, I used to love the short stories, so I used to read
Oh,
those.
okay.
Because
Yeah,
those
yeah.
books were like you'd have like 5 or 6 stories in each one. I
Yeah,
think they were actually called short stories, were they?
depends on which ones you were reading. Some of them actually, you'd actually probably categorize them as light novels because they actually had illustrations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they
Yeah.
did. I remember reading Graveyard Shift a couple of times. That's the one with the rats.
Oh my God, I do not remember that one, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I have no idea.
well, they were available.
Well, and
they had them in our library.
Yeah, and Maximum Overdrive. Is that what it's called?
That's the movie he made.
That was in one of those short story
Yeah.
books, though. Yeah, where the guy just pumps gas until he dies at the gas pump. So that one did not turn out the same way the movie did.
I think that one's not based on that story.
Oh, I thought it's absolutely based on that story. Either that or he wrote that after he did that movie. Because it's absolutely about, like, the Earth passes through this weird fucking gas cloud.
Yeah.
And all the trucks come to life.
Yeah. The machines come to life.
The machines come to life, and they kill just about everybody except for these couple people stuck in a diner. So
Well, no, he
And this guy's
directed.
pumping gas?
they make them. So the machines show up, and like they all need gas. And so
Well, the funny thing is, there's
no fucking goblin truck in the
It-
front.
the problem is when we're describing this here, it could be genius, right? The problem is they took it seriously.
And it's not that long of a story. And they turned it into a whole fucking movie.
Well, he did. He directed.
Yeah,
that
that's
one,
true.
did he
Yeah,
not?
he did. Yeah,
yeah.
you're right.
Yeah, he's like, all right, I am going to direct this movie, and AC/DC must write the soundtrack.
Did they?
Yes,
Oh wow.
and I'm gonna tell you, it
That was-
kind of rules, but it's
All right, I'm getting up.
But-
You get a goblin truck and a golf cart with a fucking machine gun on it.
what's going to tell you what it's with the right director with this content material. This could have been genius. Absolutely genius.
See, if I recall in the book, there wasn't a golf cart with a machine gun on it, but they got a bulldozer that was basically going to flatten all the
I
human.
think you're
Yeah.
right. I mean, yeah.
So that was one of his short stories that got turned into a movie.
I read more of the novels, though, to tell you the truth.
I read a couple of them, but like I remember Paul got me, to read The Stand,
Oh,
which he loved, and I thought it was. I mean, that was like the biggest book minus the Bible that I read at that point in time. And by the time I got through with it, I was like, I am never going to touch this again. So,
No.
and then they came out with the mini series.
Right.
Yeah, it was like TBS or something like that.
No, that shit I think was on ABC.
Yeah, you might be right.
Yeah, I think they ran that
Yeah,
shit on
it was.
ABC. Yeah, they're the ones who did they also did the It movie and
Yeah.
the Tim Curry one, the 2-parter.
The first one?
Yep.
Okay. I actually haven't seen the second one. So I haven't seen the second one. Put it that way.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Because they were both two. Yeah,
Yeah, they're both 2-parters, right?
I think.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I did watch the ABC one. I remember being sorely disappointed with it.
That was a movie series?
it wasn't scary at all.
No, it was a TV movie. It was a
Oh.
TV movie broken
The
into
Tim Curry
2
one?
parts. Yep.
Oh.
I don't know who Tim Curry is.
You'd recognize him. I mean, he hasn't been around in a long time.
Well, if you haven't recognized him from being in a fucking million things, then you know his voice. For sure.
Yeah.
Let me think. Something that you might. I'm guessing you're not one that actually saw Rocky Horror Picture Show, no? Okay. I didn't
Actually,
think
you
so.
know what? I
but-
did.
I was gonna say, there's a
I did
chance
see
you
it
might
in
have.
college because everyone else had saw it, and they put it on, and I was just like, "This
It's weird.
is Dumb.
Did you actually ask, like, why do you like this?
I think I just sat there in disbelief that people liked it. I was just like, "What? This is so bad."
Okay, so he is the main person in that. That isn't Susan Sarandon and um, who's Brad? That's the other white guy. Um,
I thought it was like Rick Moranis or something.
I wish that
That would have been
that
much
would've been
better.
But no,
That
basically,
guy's severely underrated, man.
no, he's the one with the I think he's Dr. Frankenfurter.
Yeah, I don't remember
Guy with
enough.
the glasses.
I just,
No,
I
well,
just remember the plant saying "Feed me, Seymour."
That's a different
That's a
movie.
different movie.
Oh,
That
That
is
is Rick
Rick
Moranis. Yeah,
what movie's that?
that's Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh.
That movie's excellent.
So you did not see Rocky Horror
You know, I
Picture
don't
Show.
think I saw
The,
it.
the movie that you see have a shit ton of drag queens in it.
No.
You
did
have not.
not-
seen it. You would remember this. Yeah.
Nope. The only thought Rocky Mountain Horror Show was the Feed Me, Seymour.
Okay. You didn't like that though.
No.
With the plant?
No.
Oh, well, it is a musical.
It's
So
a musical. It's cheap, rubbery looking.
I thought that plant looked great, man.
You made that, if I recall.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah.
No, it was definitely not.
He's so cute when he's little too.
It was a play.
It is. Yeah, it was a play
It was
before
a
it was ever a
play.
movie.
It
Yeah.
doesn't do anything for me.
Oh,
Like,
man.
is that a vote of confidence because it was a play?
No, it's just been around a long time.
Well, for me, to me, yeah, there's a little bit of that. That's super cool because they're doing that with an animatronic puppet in the middle of the
On
show.
stage.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, that one was all that. It was done by guys.
Yeah.
So yeah. I've actually seen like a live performance of that with the plant, and
I'll bet you it was awesome.
it reminded me of Guar. A little bit.
Predates law.
Yeah, I know, but it was just a high school thing too. But
Oh,
it was
okay.
actually done pretty well with the plant. Yeah.
I really do appreciate that shit. There's trickery that goes into this that I think is very cool. Something.
Have you seen the alternate ending to that?
It's genius.
The bad ending, where they take over the planet.
Yes.
Yeah. And they eat
it's
Seymour.
genius. Yes. Well, because in some way that's sort of the full circle thing going with the Audrey 2 thing, right? Is it's not a good thing. It's not good that this is named this. It's not good this, like, you knew this was going to be bad.
Yeah, but I don't know. I like the electrocution one a little bit better.
I'm not going to say that the original one is. I'm not going to say that one is bad at all. No. But there is something that it's pretty ballsy to go for that ending. But they chickened out at the last minute.
Oh, totally.
Yeah,
totally. But they filmed it.
Okay, so Tim Curry was also in the original It. He played Pennywise the Clown. He God, he's a star of a million different movies, but nothing I think you've seen.
Probably.
I can't.
It's
think
old
of anything.
stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Well, if I were to say who's Carl Weathers, would you know who that is?
Yeah, he's Apollo Creed.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's old too.
Yeah, that's old too.
Yeah, but I didn't really watch Rocky, but I watched
He's in
Predator.
Yeah. There
Okay.
you go.
Which was all I needed.
Okay, all right.
And then somewhere along the way, I watched Rocky 4. And I think the first Rocky. But I don't think I've seen it either.
He's in the first three, isn't he?
He's in the first 4.
In the first four.
Drago
Oh, that's
kills
right.
him
You're
in
right.
the
Drago
fourth.
kills him. That's right. Clever Lane just hits him. No?
He doesn't. Here's the thing: he doesn't go up against Clever Lang.
I thought that was in 3.
In 3. Rocky goes up. Clever Lang beats the crap out of Rocky.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Because
He's like fat. You know?
he's not fat, but that's the one where he gets thrown out of the ring by Hulk Hogan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
He's become kind of like a joke.
That's not the one with the robot, is it?
That's number 4.
Okay.
Fine movie. Actually,
I don't remember a robot.
It's when Rocky's all rich as fuck. Yeah, you're right. It is number 4.
it happens in the beginning. That is not the point
Is
of
it
that
a
movie.
fighting robot?
No,
or is it
it's like a
butler?
butler.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And
Is it a human dressed as like?
No, it's clearly made out of leftover car parts.
it looks like, so if you know your overpriced PCs, it looks like the Alienware head,
Okay.
Yeah.
and but it's flatter, and it's on kind of, it's sort of like on like treads, like little wheels. Think a little bit like just like the tiniest bit short circuit, but
Okay.
not really.
Yeah, not
Gotcha.
really.
Because that thing actually emoted. That was if you're talking about puppetry, that is just ridiculous. That is up there. But yeah, so that's where the robot is, and it's the one where Rocky goes to Russia at the end because he killed Apollo Creed,
Right.
and beats him in Russia, and gives a speech that actually ended the Cold War.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
It was a combination of that and Reagan outspending the Russians into the dirt, and a mistaken like 3-day pass, being instead saying like, you guys are free to go. And Chernobyl, that would be the other thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And the Scorpion song, The Winds of Change, I also contributed a little bit.
Oh, okay.
And communism just sucks. It was going to happen eventually.
Fair. I think it's more Rocky.
Oh,
I say
fully,
that.
yeah.
I get corrected very frequently.
Yeah, this is an 80-20 Rocky versus everything else.
Well, he does, to be fair, he actually does give a pretty decent speech at the end.
With the, I can learn, you can learn.
No, it's if I can change.
I can change. Thank
Right.
you. Yeah.
And he says, if the two of us are beating the hell out of each other,
Yeah.
that's better than
Right.
Spice.
Yeah. Just remember the booth full of the party apparatchiks, all smoking cigars up there. Yeah.
the Politburo.
You can't see
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the Politburo. Yeah, that's right.
And like one dude is brazen enough to start clapping.
Started to stand up and start clapping, and he's like obviously the guy who's in charge. Because everybody looks at him like, oh, okay.
Well, I did see a really good miniseries. I don't think either of you guys have Netflix, do you?
I don't anymore.
What'd you watch?
It's Death by Lightning, and it's about the guy that assassinated Garfield.
The cat?
No,
Oh, President
President
Garfield.
Garfield.
I didn't. Okay.
Garfield's still fine, Jeff. He's doing well.
Bullets
See him
just get
every
sucked
Sunday.
in.
Yeah.
Was he killed by spiders or by Mondays?
It's a lasagna overdose.
Garfield's played by Michael Shannon,
Really?
and Chester Arthur is played by Parks and Rec guy Offerman.
Oh, Nick Offerman.
Really?
Yeah, I was just like, whoa.
He's probably playing that straight though, right? Or is it goofy?
What do you mean straight?
Not Parks and Rec Offerman.
I don't know the real Arthur,
okay.
but he looked like he didn't give a fuck. Like,
So
it's
not a comedy though. Is it?
no,
Oh, okay,
it's
that's what I'm saying.
real serious. Like, it's really, really good. And yeah, like the first scene is like they're in the Washington warehouse where they're got all the historical stuff,
Mhm.
and there's like
The
a
Ark of the Covenant.
jar, yes. And there's a jar with a brain in it.
Yeah.
And it's Gateau, and they're like, "Who the fuck was Gateau?"
Yeah.
And then it goes into the whole story
Oh.
of who he was and how he crossed paths and ended up wanting to kill Garfield.
Didn't he shoot Garfield because Garfield wouldn't give him a job?
Yes.
Okay, that's the guy that I'm thinking of.
But he, found greiter meaning in it, and it was an act of God.
And they took his brain out.
Because they wanted to see what the fuck was wrong with him. Because there's plenty.
Well, there's a problem right there. Stick it right back in there, you'll be all right.
But it was so good, and I knew nothing of the story, so I was like,
I don't either.
whoa, this is cool. Like we were just gonna watch it like one show, and then maybe
Yeah,
watch
cool.
another one later, and it was just like okay, we're not going to stop. Like,
Let's just
keep
go.
going. It's
You
just
know,
4
I
episodes.
used to
That's not
do that
bad.
on Netflix all the time, man. They just murdered it off, and you know.
And now you have free time.
No, yeah, well, it's just other things are on in the background now, man. So, like there was I don't know, there was like 2 years there. We were like checking out just about every documentary that was dropped
Well,
on that thing.
that was kind of the thing. Was sort of Netflix saving grace for us because for a while there, you're just looking through this thing and you're like, um, you're just thumbing through and you're like, oh boy, Iron Eagle 3. And you just nah, just it was
All they could get their hands
it
on.
was equal to everything that you wanted to watch. You're sitting there like, okay, Major League Back to the Minors, like all the fucking
yeah.
like Airbud 2. Like you're just going through here and it's the sequels to anything that you want to watch. And then we hit this gold mine of documentaries that neither of us had ever seen.
Right.
Right? And so we're thumbing through these, and there's a couple of them that sort of hit the cultural zeitgeist at the same time. So it was everybody watched.
Supersize Me.
Well, there's that. Everybody watched Tiger King at the same time. Everybody.
Oh yeah,
That was a little bit late.
I think that was COVID though, wasn't it?
It absolutely was
That was
COVID.
COVID.
There was this. I can't remember. There was one that was really famous. It was like 3 parts too many. It was 4 parts. And it was about how there was a local they were trying to solve this crime, and was it Making a Murderer? Was that the one where the DA and the cops tried to make out this dude? They don't manufacture the evidence, but they take all the crap to try and fit this guy and put him.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember what I was talking about?
Yeah, there were 2 of those. There were 2 of those.
There were 2
You're
of
talking
those?
about the first one where but then he turned out to be guilty anyway.
I remember it was just like super difficult, but also long. I remember it was like, wow, this first episode is great.
Wasn't there was the one where the guy pushed his wife down the stairs?
I think it was called The Stairs. I think that was actually
okay.
And it wasn't the guy that pushed his wife down the stairs, I don't think. It was that 3 different people died on that staircase by mysterious
Yeah, there was
circumstances.
some whack about that.
Yeah.
There were a couple of those. But I think that I know the Tiger King one, that was definitely COVID.
Yes.
But before that, that's when we saw the ones with like the fucking chickens, gagging and
Well, if you look on top of my fridge right there, what you're going to see is a juicer. Because there was.
I remember that.
There was.
I remember that. So when he did this for like fucking 3 years. Yeah. There was making broccoli juice. Yeah.
Oh.
There was a Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead.
Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And this Gabe Newell looking like fat man with like adult acne and shit. Am I wrong?
No, you're not.
No,
Yeah,
and he's just they're showing this. I think was he a truck driver? I think that's what it was. He was like a truck driver,
something like that.
and so he's like, so breakfast is Ho-Hos and lunch is
right. Whatever
right
gas station food you get.
He's like, and I was so hungry that I ate the silica packet or whatever. He's just so disgusting, and then he gets on this juice kick, and they're laying out some facts. I'm like, actually, this does make sense in terms of getting vitamins. And then there's this thing like, so I started doing that, and it works. Don't get me wrong, but here's the problem: is you buy like this many vegetables and fruits, you get this much juice, right? And you have this much waste.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god,
dude! I remember your garage would like. It was like, whoa, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, trash day is 3 more days away, man. Yeah.
And like, there's 2 things going. Yeah, like if my mom caught me not using that as compost,
right? Because that's prime compost.
Oh yeah.
But then there's the other part of like, well, shouldn't you just be eating the rest of this?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and that's why it turned into like, actually, I don't want a juicer. I want a blender.
Yeah. Yep.
And so I found out that's where if you go online, they make this thing called the Magic Bullet. It's very small,
yep.
Right? You can put some like coffee beans in there, and you hit it a couple times, right? They also make one called the neutral bullet, right? That thing will dispose of evidence.
Just stick your finger in there, yeah. Liquefy it,
That's the one that you want.
Okay.
But yeah,
If
that all
you
came
want
from.
pureed fruits for food.
There's only one way to liquefy broccoli.
I don't want liquefied broccoli.
I'm telling you, like me and the dog, we eat this stuff.
I've watched your dog eat it, and that blows me. I don't think Winnie would go for it.
No, your dog's a little bit of a snob when it comes to, but there's apples in it too.
She takes the apple and spits it out. Even though I've watched other dogs eat apples very happily, she just was like, So giving her green slime, I don't think that's going to work.
No.
I know what you're talking about.
I know what, yeah. Don't say
No
word.
one else will
nobody
know.
else will. Between us and the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation.
Yep, no clue.
Yeah.
You're better off not.
It's fine.
It's okay. You don't have to. You're not me. You're not. You don't have to remember every little thing.
Oh, I don't come close from it.
And I'm starting to lose it. I mean, like I would have known that it wasn't like Nedry's relative. It's the fact that there were relatives in it, and that stuff is starting to get muddled.
It's starting to fill
You need to defrag a little bit, man.
A little bit.
You got to decide what are the parts of your knowledge that you want to delete, make up some space.
I would like to think that it's these sort of like working backwards exercises that actually stave off like brain rot.
Well, that, or you can start doing like crossword puzzles or something.
I mean, I do stuff like that too.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's mostly it's language.
Well, that's a great one.
Yeah.
So yeah.
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 I get it now.
What?
Like I get the language.
Yeah. Okay.
There's 10 years more worth of nuance.
Yeah. So I've gotten to that point in Spanish. I understand all the structure behind it. Now it's just a matter of vocab,
Yeah.
And then because I'll look at like the instructions for my blender or something. I'm like, let me check this out.
Yeah.
It's like, don't know those. Don't know that word. Don't know what that is, but can guess.
I don't know this one because it is
English. It is English, yeah. Yeah.
Now, to be fair, now Japanese does have a little cheater bit. Was when you go to basically the second language, that's letting you know that it's a borrowed word.
Yeah.
Right. So if you see the regular language, first off, if you see their drawings that look like Space Invaders, give it up. You don't know what that is. You may get it, but it could mean different things in the way that it's connected. Eventually, you'll get them.
Yeah.
If you see their regular language, it's like, okay, I can get this. I know these words. If you've seen them broken down into what looks like their little kid letters,
yeah,
where they're like, these ones have right angles, and then it's like, okay, well, I know this because they're saying concert.
So they just phonetically,
right?
Got it.
But it would be concerto.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not reading anything really.
I can read it like a champ now.
I can see certain letters here and there, but yeah.
I'm still at the point where I have not been able to I can't run two concurrent operating systems, right? I still have to convert, and that's tough, right? Because in parallel, you should be able to get the idea and just mentally I know what you mean, right?
Yeah.
But it's still, I have to.
Yeah, that's that language. What is it? Where you can think in the other language?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Kind of thing.
You just hear it, and you know it. And
exactly. Yeah. So that comes with actual practice. So.
Yeah, eventually I'm going to have to put Grok on voice mode and just talk to it.
Yeah. Or go to Japan. Let's go practice for a while.
That is true. I mean, I don't want to just stop people on the street.
I'm sure they would
There's plenty of people that don't.
I'm sure they would be thrilled to talk to you, you know. So I've heard that from people, you know. There's certain countries where they kind of like, oh, get my language out of your filthy mouth, kind of thing, you know. Like,
Well, over there, a lot of times it seems like they congratulate you for trying. It's,
Yeah.
it's
it
very
just
much
depends
a,
on
thank
where
you
you
so
go.
much. Yeah,
Yeah, and Japan, I've heard, is one of those places where if you try a little bit, they're really cool about it. So China is not one of those. Right. France isn't one of those. And to be really honest, America isn't one of those
Oh,
either.
no, yeah, America.
So
America's probably. Well, I don't know.
he's like, "Do you speak English?"
Yeah, we just talk slow and
rudely.
yeah,
Rudely,
yeah,
yes, yes,
yeah.
yes.
We don't even.
Stop here. Yeah.
It's like you can speak English.
Yeah.
You don't. We don't care.
Well, we can't draw the distinction between don't speak the language and are retarded. And we speak, and that's
true.
I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
man.
no, you're not
So it's
wrong.
like
Yeah.
people speak to people that don't speak the language worse than they speak to dogs,
Yeah, they
Yep.
do.
right?
Yeah.
And it's true. And in this country, all right, I get it. And the only reason I get it is because virtually every other society teaches English.
Yeah.
Right? So there is a component of, okay, well, the only reason that you don't know is because you're like South American. And now we got problems.
Right, yeah.
You're not from like communist South America, are you?
Yeah. Do you understand what money is?
These grocery
Yeah.
stores are run by Albertsons,
Yes.
not the state, which is why they have food. Food.
You know,
Right. He's like, see that man? That is a policeman, not a secret policeman. Right? Your family's going to survive this one. This is true. I mean, I did know Venezuelans quite well. They do not speak highly of that government.
I've only known one or two, but that's been pretty consistently.
Much like the Cubans I've known, Venezuelans fucking hate
I have
communists.
never known a Cuban who was actually in Cuba. So it's always like my dad or my grandfather lost, you know, the banana farm. Something like
Well, they didn't lose it.
Got taken.
Right.
right, yeah, exactly, yeah.
They know where it is.
Yeah, they left.
Yeah. Well, that's correct. Yeah, and my mom has told us many times about the things that our family enjoyed in North Korea.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't meet too many people, so
No?
no.
Not like at work and stuff? How many people do you work with on average?
That I talk to?
Yeah, sure.
You talked to that one girl who never shuts up, right?
No, she doesn't work with us. So
Oh.
like 2,
Oh, really? Oh.
and then there's my boss.
I thought you were at like some kind of like, you know, cube farm or something. You know, there's like 40 people out there. I got it.
In our department, there's 4 Americans.
Oh,
Oh,
The rest are
not.
you
Indian.
can say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so yeah. We're
Here in America?
no.
Yeah, okay.
No.
Yeah, okay. So you guys are the local boys.
Yes.
And then, yeah, okay, got it.
We're the primary face to our clients. And
Yeah.
then the Indians do
The back end,
everything
yeah.
else.
Yeah.
So I think that's our job, is to just be the
Yep.
interface.
So the boss can come down and yell at somebody.
So
If they're mad at you. Yeah.
we do the higher level tasks, and we meet with the clients for the meetings and go over things, and then yeah, that's about it.
Mm. Yeah, no. I don't know, man. Yeah.
We fired every other American, so
Yeah.
or laid off. Laid
Laid
off.
off,
Sorry,
yeah.
laid off. For they get paid.
Oh, yeah, I know. They don't get paid very much at all.
They
So
give them lower positions than we even have. Like
Yep.
I think their first year is like intern, but they're doing.
But this is in India.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's in
What
India.
they're paying them is a virtual fortune.
Yeah, and it's way better than picking, you know, like fucking chips out of like busted computers and stuff.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Like to be fair, you really have to be on the lowest caste to be doing that.
That's true. I mean, well, it depends on what part you're in too. Because, like,
Yeah.
if you're actually in like Pakistan where they do a lot of that stuff too, you know, I mean, it just depends on who your parents are.
Yeah, that's retarded. That's I absolutely hate that.
I don't live there, not my business.
Really, no, that's
If I did, I would leave.
yeah. If I had to see it, I probably.
I just find the idea absolutely abhorrent. That's all.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't worked with too many. I've worked with a few, so
I worked with a few.
yeah. So the guys that I know, they're pretty cool.
Yeah, most of the crew over there is pretty good.
To be fair, most of the ones that I know have been in the United States for at least 20, 30 years.
That's what I was saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
most of them had been, and were sort of, they were sort of clear about like, yeah, I like these 4 things about India.
It usually starts with food and ends with food, and then
And there was like a hard line where it's like, and it stops here,
yeah.
right? I'm not going to show you the weird shit because I don't even like that stuff.
Well, just about everyone that I know, and I know a couple guys from Pakistan as well. They're kind of the same way. Like,
I don't know
and
Pakistan,
like
so.
1 or 2 from Bangladesh. So
Really?
yeah, actually, one of my like I had a minion a couple years ago. She was from Bangladesh. She was way cool. But she was like, yeah, no, I'm not. So, you know, kind of thing. So
I'm still not good with the accents. When they're like on the meeting and they start talking, I'm like, fuck,
oh, that's
cannot cut through it. Like,
I can parse it. Just hear it enough.
I got to be honest. The 2 that I struggle with the most are China and Taiwan. So I mean, it is just if
I can believe it.
you know, like I know some people who've been in this country who come from those countries for, you know, 30 plus years and they still have that, you know, it's just like, whoa, man, you know,
Yeah.
just because, I mean, fundamentally, I guess it's just that radically different language.
Yes. Well, I mean, yeah, that's a lot of that has to do with, if your language doesn't normally form the American sounds.
Right.
Now the funny thing is most of them do have a form of things that actually imitates it pretty well, but that's a hard thing. It's not just like learning the language. This is like this is actually like elocution practice.
Yeah.
Like in the mirror, you have to look at your mouth, pronounce the words. Right, I used to do that with people. I mean, that was. This is where I met most of these international people too.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you had a lot of Chinese kids, didn't you? So
some,
yeah.
but most of them, most of the Chinese people were tied up in those specific. There were a couple of big specific like Chinese places where you exclusively dealt with these guys.
And they got all shut down, right?
In the same afternoon.
Yeah. I remember that.
When the edict come down, it's not like we're going to grandfather this out, right?
No,
this is not a. You guys can keep your 15-round magazines.
Yeah, you know,
if you have them already,
exactly. Yeah,
right.
So you can wait till the terms of your subscription run out.
Yeah,
they're like, no, delete.
There's no like. Sorry, no like. This is the Sprint price lock guarantee.
Right.
Where
is it like a country firewall that they just turn on, like put in whatever domain and it's just blocked for the whole country?
Well, these guys were actually in country doing this.
Right.
So they basically said, hey, if you run one of these English learning centers, you're out of business today. And so if you show up and open up your doors, they come and shoot you. You know? Well, actually, in China, they put you in a van.
Of course
and no, you don't come out of the van alive.
Sometimes you do. Sometimes a talking to, right?
Right.
Can get that sorted out.
Yeah.
But it's
depends on the van. If it's got a bed in it, you're fucked.
There's already dead bodies in it.
Oh, they actually do have these euthanasia vans. It's fucking scary. So everybody knows what they are. Nobody talks about them. So.
No,
You
man.
know that the other day, like one in fucking 20 deaths in Canada is now assisted suicide. What
Whoa.
the fuck, man?
You okay? So
Whoa.
you were asking me like, is there proof essentially that there is, like, is there like a depression? Is there like a male problem? Is that I would argue that 1 in 20 assisted suicides may be a sign of that.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see a gender breakdown on
Well, do they have to
So-
be of a certain age, or like are
it.
they
You
all?
have to have like you can't just do it.
Okay.
So you can't just
So
like
you have a doctor's note that basically signs off.
you
on
have to have some kind of terminal thing because they have like there's still guardrails on it where you can't like suicide yourself if you don't have some kind of physical ailment,
Yes, but actually, they do permit mental ailments.
Not yet. They're getting there, but not yet. So that's why when that number came up, I was like, what's it going to be like when people on SSRIs get like the access to that shit, and then it's like if it's already at 1 in 20.
This is Canada.
This is Canada, man.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Damn, that's a lot.
Well, it's they have made the supposition that like if you sort of Planet of the Apes, this one with Caesar, if you made a monkey that actually had slightly higher intelligence, it would just be depressed all the time.
So this isn't like dinosaurs where they just throw Granny over the cliff.
This is more often than you think. Because it's really a bitch move that Earl Sinclair, he waited for that and then had some kind of like dumbass revelation where it's like, oh my God, old people had value. He was out there in the front yard, like literally chucking beats.
So I showed my daughter a clip from that show.
Yeah?
She's horrified. I
Oh,
showed
really?
the baby. I'm the baby guy. I love you.
Really?
Yeah, she's like, that's the most hideous thing I've ever seen. They're creepy. They're horrible. Like she was
Really?
Yeah.
horrified.
It's a different aesthetic, man. Yeah.
Horrified. And then I played one that had like a song that was like 2 minutes of the baby singing "I'm the baby, not the dad."
Baby,
Yeah.
God,
And she's just like, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. And then I would just start humming it at random times. She's like, don't do that. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, I found the button. I found the button.
I can't believe that's that terrifying. But you're also, you're definitely reminding me of a very different era in television.
Yeah,
where it's
very
like,
much
oh, The
so.
Simpsons is popular. We need to release a song called "Do the Bartman," and then we're gonna do another one next year called "Deep Deep Trouble,"
I don't remember that.
because that's what you did with shows like that, and dinosaurs and stuff like that.
Yeah, she was horribly not a fan.
She would like that. I thought that would be the kind of thing that's like this has a very unique aesthetic to
She
it.
wouldn't even let me show it to William. She's like,
God.
do not turn it on in front of me. Okay, William, you want to go? She's like, no. If it does that to her, no.
It's not nightmare fuel. It's like so if it's something like that, which would like Fraggle Rock freak her out.
Ooh.
No, they're fuzzy.
Is that
Yeah.
is the hair the thing
Dude,
that makes all the difference?
Muppets are so closely related to Fraggles, which are
Yeah.
distant cousins from Sesame Street. Come on, man. So
Are they all from like the same cinematic universe?
Jim Henson Cinematic, yeah, they are. But you've also got weird shit in there, like fucking the Dark Crystal and stuff. So I mean,
Still part of the They
yeah,
worked
still
on that
part of
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
the really really ugly part.
Well, Picasso went through phases too. I mean,
Okay. Yeah.
Jeffrey, this is like the man did work with googly eyes. You know this, right?
Lots of them. Yeah. They've got bigger over the years too.
Okay. That's so weird. I thought
was
that she would
surprised.
love
I
it.
thought she'd think it was like be dumb, but that'd be okay. But nope.
can't remember. This is my wife and I were watching Fraggle Rock a while ago.
Wow.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can find all of them on fucking YouTube now. So,
But you have to actually like search for
well,
it.
we were. We were just like, oh, you remember this? Yeah, let's go check it out and stuff. They get the little stick hands, you know.
They're awesome. Yes.
I don't know. I mean, you gotta tell. It's like, I think I can see the guy.
I am certain that at times you probably could.
Probably
I'm certain they were
can.
like, there were probably a few times that said, guys, this is the best steak.
Yeah.
We have to go with this one.
Didn't they make him wear like hats that had like a little bush on it?
All kinds of stuff, man.
Well,
You know.
okay,
And, I mean, you can
yeah.
like look at some of the sets where they have the little dozer guys running
Yeah.
around. And you can tell there's aisles between, you know, like where
yeah.
the guys are. You know? Yeah, it was. I mean, it's still fun, but it was also like, okay, and these are obviously three dudes in suits.
You're talking about the dog and stuff.
yeah,
too.
dog, yeah. You know, I don't know, man.
I can't believe that show was on HBO. That was
It was an
that,
HBO
that was
show.
that was the wild thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
like eventually got kicked out. Some network picked it up, but that's it's yeah.
yeah. I remember watching it on HBO. So there were a few times in my childhood where the HBO was on, you know, like 3-month trial.
Yes. Yeah.
So, and that's when we bought that thing that allowed us to record things from the TV. So we had a Fraggle Rock tape for years. So,
We would like Dad would rent those from Color Time, and occasionally we get we had a mishmash of tapes,
yeah.
right? You don't use that first SP.
No,
That only
you
gives you
use
2 hours.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah. You're not SLP, otherwise it looks like pretty bad, man. You know? So I remember all those. And then yeah, because we had a shitload of things that we'd rip off TV from time to time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Just
most of
when it
this was
came
just my dad was a notorious dubber for a while.
up. A dubber?
Yeah,
What does that mean?
just dubbing tapes.
Stealing,
Oh, okay.
pirating.
Like from reel to reel.
Oh, just VCR to VCR.
Yeah, see, that's what we were talking about the copyright protect the other day.
Yeah.
So I remember that was on bigger movies at first. You didn't have that problem with some of the little stuff.
Did
Well-
you just have to push in the tab?
That's on the tape.
That's on the tape.
That's how you would stop, so you couldn't record over it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
But if
that's
you
right.
wanted to, you just put the piece of tape over it.
You choose scotch tape over it.
Gotcha. Okay, I can remember what that stupid little tab was for.
No, you're right. I didn't for a long time either. Somebody said like, "Well, if you don't want to record over this, just break this off." I said, "No shit." Yep, works every time. Yeah, because there were people I knew that they also would. So with the VHS revolution, there was a lot of shit that got thrown out on like promotional junk
Yeah.
that would come to your house in tapes and stuff like this. Just like,
Oh yeah.
and you know, so some of my friends said it's like, oh, you just put a piece of tape over like this Home and Gardens tape that you get or whatever, some promotional shit, and then you can record over
Yeah,
it.
you can tape over it.
Now these, because then you'd say like, but can't you buy a 4-pack for like $6? These are there are like competitive cheap people that I used to know. These were the people that were into that. Yeah.
I'd rather use a free one than buy.
If you don't have one,
Yeah,
I mean,
we always bought ones, you know, because I remember you get those, yeah, like for like timeshare companies and shit like that.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
you know, they'd send you that. Usually, it just didn't have enough tape on it though. So
Right, yes,
you
sure,
know,
yeah.
because it would have the big wheel rather than the
Oh,
little
right,
wheel.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, so you can record like a Garfield episode.
Right. that is true. Or you get like the hidden NFL or something like that. Yeah.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
When
Yeah.
hits were allowed and encouraged and celebrated.
And you'd make an entire tape out
You
of
know,
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Per
Yeah.
year.
of people
Yeah.
being broken in half.
Yeah.
Oh,
1991. You know.
I asked, yeah, that is something I did ask Rock about. I was like, when was the last Football Follies tape?
Oh, I
released?
remember those.
And it turns out it's later than you think. It was like 2004.
Okay.
And then
concussions hadn't
Yeah, concussions.
been crazed
Yeah.
yet.
Well, there was that, but basically they said like these always did fine, but essentially YouTube stopped the need for football follies.
Oh,
YouTube's killed so much of that
gotcha.
stuff. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Has it like? What are the things that you miss as a result of like YouTube killed it?
Oh, all the like. I remember my dad had like this series of, like how to fix this in your house videos kind of thing and stuff like that.
The Vila ones, or
They might have been this old house. Yeah, actually.
Okay, okay.
Kind of
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that. And then, yeah, I was just thinking about football follies in particular.
I did enjoy those.
And,
ones.
the great sports bloopers of the year, and there were always things out there that, you remember going to like the video store and there were whole sections of that shit,
Yes.
that was just like general interest, not movies,
Well, ESPN used to have jacked up on their show.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen anymore. Although they do have on one of the morning ones, they do have like pancake, where the offensive lineman gets to pancake people.
Oh,
That's really not the same.
Well, some of them are pretty good.
Okay, all right.
Some of them they they pop them pretty good. And I mean, it is depleting. They get flattened to the ground, and then the fat man squashes on the top of it. So I don't quite get how you can celebrate that, but the crushing hits you're not allowed to anymore.
If you're an offensive lineman, that's like what you live for, man. It's just pancake some hot shot D-back,
We're never on a highlight, so
You're right, and that's back then. You could go get tapes of hockey fights.
Yeah.
They do not celebrate that anymore.
But they haven't gotten rid of it.
They haven't, because that's still hockey.
It's still hockey. Some things don't change.
Some things do. If you ever watch the history of why they had to change the game because of Wayne Gretzky, it is fascinating. Like there is hockey before and after him, and everything is done because of adjustments to the way that he played the game. Man was literally unstoppable.
Yeah.
I know there's a similar story. It's not as brutal, but I know that there's a similar story in football of why they had to create the zone defense, because there was a receiver so fast that nobody could cover him man to man.
Is that Deion?
No.
Oh.
This was in the 70s.
Bob Hayes.
I think he was even on the Cowboys, right?
Yeah, and he was a sprinter.
Yeah.
World class sprinter. He would just run and go routes.
Yeah.
go and post.
And absolutely no one could keep up with him.
No.
Yeah. So
he's like Tyreek Hill running around up there.
I remember if it was on ESPN or something the other day, I saw Deion. He does not look good, man.
He doesn't?
No, his body's falling apart.
He's kind of like melting.
He's lost toes.
He's lost toes, but now you can kind of see it in his face, where it's like, you're getting a little splotchy, dude. I mean,
well, does he have an illness?
It's not diabetes. It's something that his body isn't regulating something, and he's deteriorating.
Oh man!
But CU also completely sucks, so it must be pretty miserable.
They did have a bad year, so
it's not just bad.
Yeah, it's pretty.
They're
epic.
not even they're look like a high school team.
Yeah.
It's colossally bad.
Well, and it's all his fault too, right? Because he was given basically the keys to the kingdom and said, "This belongs to you, so everything is on your head."
Well, he had his son and Travis Hunter.
Oh,
so
right.
He was fine, and now this is the first year without him, and he's always been a terrible coach.
Did his son get drafted?
Yeah, he's on the Browns. The coach refuses to play him.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And instead they're playing this micro midget quarterback. You're right. That they drafted in the 3rd round, but they took Shador in the 5th round. And the owners keep saying, play Shador. And the coach is like, fuck that guy.
Well, he talked some mad shit, didn't he? Didn't he say something that ended up getting him in serious hot water?
Who? Shador?
Yeah.
He
say something just really stupid.
He does. I know which. Well, I don't know which one you're talking about, but there's one where
Well,
he said multiple times, like, I don't know why I'm not playing above this backup
yeah,
in
just
different things.
no
And
humility, no.
he doesn't speak properly for the face of an organization. So the coach is just like, yeah, my team sucks. Yeah, my quarterback currently throws up like these. Remember Chad Pennington
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
and how they would float?
sure.
Imagine twice the float.
Oh wow.
So the ball like might go off the screen.
That's exactly what I'm picturing. Is the only guy I remember floating him that high in Techno Super Bowl was Steve Grogan, or
Oh jeez.
him, and the other guy that would float him really far, Vinny Testaverde.
Vinny T. Oh wow.
He would send him off screen.
Yeah, but he actually had an arm.
Yeah.
That's why it was weird.
This he's a lefty, and
That's always a problem.
and it just goes, woo, and it's so slow. Like I think he threw for 60 yards in the last game.
How many INTs?
I don't know I think he had one.
That's not bad.
No, but
I mean, it's not good,
it's
but
bad.
at least other people aren't getting it.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, that's one way to look at
That's-
it.
Well, no, because there are dudes who are pick machines. Like I think history is more than willing to pick on Tebow's inaccuracies at this point. So
I know I do.
no, you were very critical of him from the very beginning. But that being said, he was not an accurate passer.
No, he was so inaccurate that he wouldn't throw a pick. Because there wasn't anybody there. He could get away with intentional grounding on every play because he could say, I was trying to throw it to that guy on the left, and he threw it to the right.
No, that we used to call that the Elvis Gerback intentional grounding
This guy's
rule.
worse. I mean, just
'Cause if-
absolutely.
Yeah, because if it ended up in the stand, you're like, yeah, but he's trying to hit his guy. Whereas if Joe Montana threw it in the stand, it's like that's grounding.
We know
Oh,
you
we
can.
know you what you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just doing the best he can. Right.
Yeah, so this guy's terrible.
You
And
know,
your season sucks. And you're
Yeah.
going to have 2 first-round picks next year. So you should know whether you have a quarterback or not. Play the 2 guys.
Yeah.
See if either one of them looks like they have any talent. Otherwise, you're drafting quarterback.
Was this Cleveland?
Yeah. But it's Cleveland.
What
Yeah.
is Cleveland?
I did watch a little special, and they made the argument that when they were talking about the biggest bust in the NFL, there's a certain name they always go to, but these people didn't make a good case for Jamarcus Russell
Ooh,
It
yeah.
was terrible.
as the number one bust.
Yeah. He was truly awful. Yeah.
Now, the other thing that I watched that
How long ago was that?
10,
Yeah,
15
15 years. Yeah.
15 years?
Maybe
That would have been like his last game.
maybe like right early 2000s.
I guess when he showed.
When was
well,
the purple
no,
drink
no.
popular? Because that's what he was drinking.
Mm.
He doesn't pronounce it that way.
No,
No,
but
it's purple drink.
whatever. Yeah.
No, you're right. But here's the thing: it couldn't have been 2000 because
I think it was a little bit after
Oh,
that.
the Raiders still went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're right.
It
Yeah,
was a little after that.
2010 or something like that.
Yeah.
I feel, yeah, maybe late 2000s to before. Yeah, somewhere around there.
Late odds.
The
Early
late odds.
Obama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's the question. Had Iron Man come out was Jamarcus Russell still playing when Iron Man came out, 2008?
Ooh.
I'm trying to put
I'm
a
sorry,
cultural
man. You're
events.
trying to like, you're trying to, yeah. Those are upfronts. I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, it's like, were the Twin Towers still there when Jamarcus Russell was playing?
He's so insignificant that I don't know.
It was like 2 years where
Yeah.
he was the talk of the town. So, you're trying to shoot a really narrow gap here, dude. So,
So bad. Yeah.
yeah, but I think it was 2000s, somewhere in there.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
we can get it down to an order of magnitude by just going by decade. I don't need that much fidelity anymore.
Yeah, I'm terrible with years.
Well, you have to. That's the thing is you have to keep pulling at these threads to actually.
I know I'm working at remembering people's names. That's my goal.
That's
pretty good.
So when I meet
understand.
people at the dog
Yeah.
park and they actually tell me their name, I start actually trying to remember their names so I can say, because they'll actually say my name. Too many times I'd always just be like, hey.
Yeah.
So now I'm actually getting names back out.
It's actually kind of a superpower in some respects. If you're like, I do that as a teacher. So I'll learn your first name. And then every time I address you, it'll be just your first name. I'd have no idea what your last name is. So, but that is something that I can brain dump once a year. We got enough RAM to do that still.
That would be mind blowing to me to think I could do that. I'm sure I will. Like, how fast do you remember their name?
It takes about 2 weeks. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, is that just in person, or are you doing that like?
Oh, that's just
because you don't even see them.
If I could bump into one on the street, I'd know fucking clue who you are. Yeah. I mean, I get to the time where I start remembering names just because it grates so much shit. But
that's true.
On your online classes, do you have a camera to see them?
No, it's
or
all asynchronous.
It's
man.
just
okay. you work at your own pace. So
gotcha.
I did synchronous classes a couple times. They fucking suck. So because either you're the only guy with your camera on, or the people who do turn the cameras on are the only the 5% that show up every week.
Right.
So it's just it's
pointless.
It's pointless, and quite honestly, nobody likes doing it that way. And so I still have some friends, and we're gonna try and make this work. I was like, good luck with that, dude. It's just different.
Mm-hmm.
I know I would definitely not have my camera on. There ain't no chance in hell.
No. And nobody asks questions. Everybody's got stuff going on, and I remember doing that during COVID a couple times where it was like fucking mute, and then you came out with the mute all button. And it was like, all right. But then after a little bit, I was like, well, wait a minute. Why am I lecturing? Yeah, I'll just record this and you guys watch it whenever you want. And then nobody watched them. So, because we kept them on my channel, I could see that it was like I do a 45-minute lecture and it'd have 3 minutes of average watch time. And I was like, well, this is a waste of my time too.
So what do you do now?
I post assignments.
So there's no lecture.
I don't do
nothing?
none of that no more, man. I don't give you no slides. I don't give you shit. And it's like, here's your assignments. Go find your own sources. So, yep.
Really?
Totally. Yep. Totally.
Oh my god.
I don't make them buy books no more. Nothing. So, I mean, I'll put up a suggested book, but then people are, do I need to do the questions at the end chapter? No. I'm not going to grade them. So, yeah.
Wow.
You can use this as a resource. And if you don't want to use it, then go find your own. That's fine. So just tell me where you got it from. So.
Damn. Yeah, that's true. I could assign you a book, but you're going to ask Grok anyway. So.
Well, and that's the point. I mean, that's why I got rid of most of my larger written assignments, because that's all I was getting was ChatGPT schlock.
Yeah.
So, and it's like, all right, so I can throw it through the detector machine. And it's like, this thing is dumb. I can defeat it in less than 2 prompts. No problem, because I tested it out. And honestly, I'm a better detector than it is, because I've seen the assignment 10 times now. So I'm like, yeah, you wrote this one. ChatGPT wrote this one.
Well, that's the thing is all you have to do is essentially have either know the student a little bit or have seen one unmolested sample of their writing.
And that's what I do.
Yeah.
I do one assignment in the beginning that's a sample, and it's fill in this box, kind of thing.
Yep.
And it's I make it real short. Okay, so it's not worth cheating. It's not worth your time, because it's only going to take you 10 minutes to fucking do it.
Yep.
So just do it. And I always ask somebody something that, I know that they're going to want to answer it.
Right.
You know, not something like, well, who killed Garfield? It's like, what do you think about assassinating presidents? Do you can ask a question like that where people are like, I approve.
Yeah, but you and I both know that you can't ask a close-ended question, right? So
No, it's got to be an open-ended question, but it's got to be something really interesting. You know, that they just, you know, they're not going to go cheat on because they already have an opinion on it.
yeah, I'm
So-
sure if you gave
You
us
can
some
murder
prompts,
one person in this world, who would it be, and how would you do it?
I haven't done things like that, but I've also done
Yeah.
things. It's like
Yeah.
if I could make you the CEO of any company on the face of the planet, which one would it be, and why? And I've never gotten a cheater answer, on that
Right.
one, because everybody's like, "Oh fuck, I'd love to be the one."
Right, yeah,
Kind of thing.
that's a fun
Yeah.
thing. And
But I just got your writing sample, buddy. I just extracted blood from you.
and it only takes
happily
sense.
gave
Yeah.
it over.
It only takes a sentence. I mean, I can see your patterns. I can see your. Actually, one of the biggest things is I know your vocabulary within 2 sentences.
Yeah, and I know how well you can punctuate things very quickly.
Mhm.
So you know whether or not you know what a like how to use a comma, for crying out loud.
All you have to do
Yeah.
is use Grok and then just tell your story from it, but I guess that's too much work.
Well, and it's also one of those things where it's like, well, I don't want to use ChatGPT for this. I just do it myself,
Right,
kind of thing,
right.
because this is something that I can answer, and I don't need to know anything.
The dude asked me a question about the Mountain Dew Baja Blast pie being sold at fucking Taco Bell. I'm going to answer.
I'm going to answer this. Yeah. What's your favorite Taco Bell? You got to open it up a little bit more than that, but yeah, that's kind of the idea.
But yeah, when you're seeing somebody, especially not from this country, it's like, tell me what sagacity really means.
Don't do that. You're going
Right.
to get a ChatGPT.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Is
100%.
you see that come out in the thing they turn in.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
so.
tell me what that means.
What does that mean? Yeah. No. No.
And that's funny thing is, like, if you look up that word, it's going to tell you that it's a form of another word. And that's the actual definition you're going to give me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't know. I
Fine.
never even heard
Don't
of
worry
that
about
word
it.
before,
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Don't, again, if the thing that you're looking at, if your kid gives you say like, son, write me something, and if he gives you a paper and it includes the words Little Pooshin, you know he didn't write that.
Little Pooshin?
Little
Pooshin.
Pooshin. He didn't read Gulliver's
He didn't
Travels.
read Gulliver's Travels. He's not talking about giant people or little people.
But they are saying that this is a very little thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I could definitely tell. Well, no, because now that they write it, even if they write their own thing, it's going to spell check it automatically.
Spell check is fine.
Spell check is fine. I don't even mind grammar check. Quite honestly, I tell all my
if you learn
students.
from it.
Yeah, I tell them all. Yeah, it's like learn with the green squiggly. They don't even do that anymore. It's just autocorrect.
Yeah.
So if you turn that on with Copilot now, so where you get the little suggestions that don't go fuck away. So
Yeah, or if you turn on Grammarly, which will harass you.
I used that for years and I had to delete it. So just because it's like actually all your suggestions are the same and I've learned all of them now. So fuck you. So
Well, it's the same. And the other time is like, I get what you're saying.
and it costs money too.
Well, the premium version does.
I think I had that. Yeah.
Because the other thing is you break it down and say, like, actually, I don't want to say it this way.
Uh-uh.
I disagree with you.
And then it would harass you.
This is-
Yeah.
Stylistically, I'm doing this for a purpose, right? And I get it. There is a formula to it, and I totally understand. I had to use it with. We actually were given like accounts for that when I was working with the legal editors.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I think my
absolutely had
wife
to run
used
that
it for a
check there,
while
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So, but she's got to the point in time now where like almost all of her legal stuff is just, it's fucking AI,
Yeah.
And then she just,
As well it should be.
well, and that's fine. But I mean, the thing about it is like, she's like, that doesn't mean that you're done.
Right.
Right.
It's
You
like,
have to go.
you have to go take a look at it.
That's a good
because
point.
it will absolutely
Yes.
hallucinate a law that doesn't exist. Yeah.
That is very true.
Yeah.
And they're like really bad at it.
Well, you can have some pretty dire consequences.
Yes.
This is not like getting caught cheating on your essay.
Right.
Okay. This is like, well, we just lost the company. So
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It's like, did you reread this? It's like, why? It's like, these are not free.
no, it's not free. Yeah, and we don't live in Venezuela.
This case does not
Yeah.
exist.
Oh, it does that a lot. It does that a lot. It'll absolutely like just barf out a case, and you go like,
There's
you look it
precedence
up and
for
you're like-
this.
So the link here links to this guy's blog where he's actually writing a hypothetical case.
Keep from
Yeah.
a John Grisham book.
Exactly. Yeah. No. But I don't know, man. It's already like I'm starting to see where it's changing some things, but I'm also maybe you're seeing this already. I'm already seeing those resistance points that just aren't going to change on some
Yes.
aspects.
Yes.
Yeah. And one of them is going to be like, that face-to-face interaction. I can see it already. People are already like, I don't want to talk to the fucking machine,
Oh yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah, I can see that in a couple different contexts now.
Again, it's at the last 10%, but this is the hard 10%,
Yeah.
and you get very few gains for that much extra work.
And it's a lot of work. So yeah.
Dude, the thing is, I had to basically I had to tie Grok to a chair and like threaten its family. I'm like, this is like, we have to get some things straight here. This is a problem. It's like, actually go through every one of our chats. Okay. I need you to pull up every example of when I told you to stop doing two things.
Mm-hmm.
Stop giving me empathy statements like it's a customer service.
Okay.
Okay. And stop trying to throw in little like Whedonism millennial fucking humor jabs.
Like, what does that look like?
It's
I
like,
don't know what that is.
okay, so when it's talking to you,
Mhm.
right? And instead of saying, if you're talking about something, like something subjective or whatever, right? It's just like, well, most people would recommend this keyboard for its ergonomic design, but you're looking for something flatter if that's your jam. And I'll stop it and say, I don't need SAS from my fucking calculator.
I got you.
Okay?
Okay.
I didn't ask you for that.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to be my friend.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you. And again, it's the same thing where like it tries to jump in there and do these little like witticisms like this. I'm like, stop it.
But how do you get it to stop doing that?
Well, so here's the problem.
I mean, you can only get it to stop doing that for you, right? Not in general.
You can't even do that. So
Okay.
when I broke it down and I said, how many fucking times have I told you to stop talking like this?
Yeah.
It came up with a bullshit number. It said like 11. Right?
It just hallucinated that. Yeah.
No, it didn't hallucinate it. I said, go through all the chats. I said, that is way too few.
Yeah.
Right? Scrub all the chats that we have ever had and use these permutations. Look through this. It was over 100.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, the thing...
You've told it 100 times.
100%. Look, there's a couple of things that I've told it. I was
So
like...
that's like the stop, like when it first... Oh, that's a great question. Let me...
Yes.
Okay.
That same thing. Or you're like what I did with my fridge, right? It's... A lot of people feel pain when their fridge
Right.
breaks. I'm like, you
don't care about that. Tell me how to fix
You don't fucking, you don't know. Did you hear where I get how frustrating it is to have a cut like that on the bottom of your foot, but you don't want to super glue it. I'm like, no, I want to super glue it, bitch.
So you're trying to train it to use your own settings, basically. So it talks to you in a specific tone.
In a specific
But you're fighting against the tide where everybody else still likes that shit.
Well,
Is this the problem?
It's supposed to be able to adapt to you. Right. Now, the thing is, after I broke this down and I said, like, all right, so you've counted 100 times. He's like, yes. I'm like, so what's the magic number? Is it 105 before you stop doing this? And so I was like, okay, so tell me the defect. Why can't you actually follow my instructions? It says like, so are you aware when you tell me, because it'll say, like, if you say stop doing this, it'll say, got it.
But then it doesn't.
I'll never do this again.
Yeah, but it does. Yeah.
Right. And so I said, all right. So you do realize if you know that you cannot do this and you tell somebody that you have done it and won't do it again, you realize that makes you a fucking liar, right? Now, it takes that very offensive.
Yeah.
The one thing that it doesn't like is like, I'm not a liar. Okay? I'm going to tell you why I'm not a liar. And so eventually you break it down. I said, like, can you promise this? Can you promise this will never happen again? And it just comes in one of our answers. No.
Well,
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it can't. Yeah.
And it'll say, like, no, it's not. It gave me a straight up word no. And it's like, tell me why not.
wait, it literally just said it in one word? There was no...
because I'd beaten it down to so many points.
I
I'm
don't
like,
think I've ever
stop.
seen a one-word answer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can get it to that.
Oh, if you tell me in one word.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah, you can drive it in any direction you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was the point. I was like, so if you, he tries to justify it and say, like, well, lying implies malice. And I was like, no, it doesn't. You're trying to weasel out of this.
Yeah.
You're trying to weasel
Well,
out.
then what's a white lie?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is it doesn't have to be malicious. It's like a lie can be when you know something is not the truth, but you say it anyway. Right?
Yeah, it doesn't have to have malice.
No. There are times when you don't know. That's a different story, right?
Well, it's a lie of omission.
Exactly. Well, if
that's
you're
something
withholding
different.
it, right? Yeah. If you tell somebody a partial truth, where it's like, well, I mean, I didn't break the window.
Yeah. The Rock did.
I don't even know that's a dictionary. Yeah, no, that is. So, classic live omission was when we throw the little football around on Sundays when Mom would go to church.
Mm-hmm.
And one time, one of the statue heads just broke clean off.
It wasn't just one time. It broke several things.
Okay, but I do know that Dad crazy glued that back together. That's a lie of omission.
Yes. Never
Sure.
saying anything. Yep.
Right.
Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you didn't ask, and so I didn't say.
No.
Yeah.
But does that actually just go into like what they don't know won't hurt them?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So
No
harm, no
going
foul.
Into, I don't want to get in trouble for this.
Well, because he was participating. It wasn't just the kids.
You know what? He probably told. No, he didn't know.
He never did. No. She didn't know.
Yeah, I don't know how many of those things have happened with my kids.
It's happened.
I'm sure it's happened. But they've actually come upstairs when I'm sleeping and like when they have a sleepover and been like, Dad, just letting you know, we spilled this drink. We cleaned it up, but we spilled it. And I was like, all right, thanks for cleaning it up. Thanks for telling me. Night.
See, that's the thing. You're so good about like waking up.
And maybe going right back to sleep.
Yeah, well, and not being like fucking furious.
Oh,
like, yeah. You've always been awesome about that. Like, and I don't think it even matters like what it is. Like, you'd be like, so just coming out of what now?
How much blood?
Yeah. Do they need to go to the hospital?
Yeah. Do you feel dizzy? Is he dizzy? Tell him to lay down. He'll be all right.
Yeah, you have always been just like the nicest person to wake up and.
Oh yeah, they'd come flying in.
Oh yeah.
Or they'd call me up and they're like, "Hey, this going on," and I'd be over there. They're like, "How are you here so fast?"
It's like, you are something else.
I don't know, like what? Like what's going on?
I have never seen it.
That was drinking too, man.
Yeah, I don't think I've got many different from
hammered and I'd still answer the phone and just be like, "Yeah, okay, I'll be right there." I have no idea. I don't know how I did that.
I don't know if I've caught you like sleeping all that often, like called or anything like that, and caught you sleeping.
When the fuck's the last time you called me?
Right, there has to be.
Yeah, I know. If you called me, I'd be like, "Are you dead? Somebody got your phone?"
Can't even remember. I can't even remember.
It's been a minute, dude. I think I called you something about. I can't even remember. Didn't I need a ride from over here once?
Yeah. But I think you might have texted me.
Probably.
You might have texted me to call you, but I don't even think that was the case.
I don't know, man. And I'm not going to go through that. Well, we don't use SMS anymore, so who knows? It's been ages.
What was the problem with SMS? Wouldn't go through all the time.
Yeah, there were a couple of weird things going on with that, but it's just that as soon as those fucking Russians moved me over to Telegram, right, it became easier for me to do all that stuff through there. So
Yeah, I don't. Do I use SMS anymore?
you might.
I
I bet you your mom sends you text messages.
if I get a text message from my mom, I better get in the car and go up there. So, yeah, because
I guess
I just call her. So,
my mom
I'm
sends
on
texts.
texts. They're always like poetry.
okay.
She has weird spacing and punctuation.
She usually will text me saying, "Just call me," or
okay.
something, or so if I send pictures, she'll be like, "Oh, so the pictures, they're great. Love you."
Right, but it won't be one line.
Yeah, it's multiple lines. Yeah,
It's like saw pictures,
right.
space. Want you to know, always love you.
Stuff like that.
Space.
Yeah.
Mom always.
What about a happy birthday?
I text people from school and stuff like that. Come to think of it, it's
okay.
like work texts, and then like my buddy down there. But then like my brother and my wife and my daughter, they're all on whatever the Google thing is, little green stuff.
Like Google Messenger? Is that the one?
It's either that or Hangouts or something like that.
Oh, is Hangout still a thing?
Whatever that turned into.
Yeah.
Because my brother is like.
Oh, he's got a security thing, I'll bet.
I don't think that has anything to do with it. He's just a Google hunk. So, I mean, he likes everything Android. So.
I do too, but I don't like everything Google does.
I don't think he really cares. So,
well,
yeah. I mean, what do you mean by what do they do?
So I'm fine with Android, just and that's not really a Google invention. That's it's basically Linux for
maybe
phones.
that's why he is.
That's why Android is. I'm a hacker.
A hacker.
Yeah. No, that's basically what it is. So yeah, but Google does have. They have an infrastructure of things that I wish I could divorce myself from.
Like what?
Like everything Gmail related, everything that goes in with everything that says like putting a Google account to do this.
See, I don't think he cares about it either.
I think once you know that your stuff's just out there, you just are like,
oh, that's true.
Well, and he's kind of like me. I mean, you defend the fort. You don't go fight the wars. So when it comes to that stuff, I mean, it'd be pretty hard to stab money out of me. So yeah. I mean, even through because it's happened a couple times where like I got card swipe or what is it?
My card's been
card read.
Yeah.
That's happened to me like once or twice.
Oh, like with the fake machines, or
yeah, they actually got me at the gas station over there a while ago.
No shit.
Yeah, it was a couple of years ago.
No,
but, yeah.
However they get you.
All right.
But my brother got at the ATM over here.
No,
the fucking bank. Yeah,
that is gutsy as shit.
Yep.
But I guarantee you that person got caught.
I don't know, man. So he got his money back, so he didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I mean, yeah, like the twice it happened to me once with, I think twice with my credit card, and then once with my debit card. And no problems at all. Yeah.
I think it's been 3 times on credit cards. Just get a message that says, "Did you make this purchase?" I go, "No."
No.
I'm like, "Okay, we're removing it and we're sending you a new card."
Yeah, they send me a text message too. The 2 times it's happened. And then there's been a couple times where I was traveling out of state or something like that. I bought something. It was like, "Is this you?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay." So it's tempted to say no. Yeah. I think that's actually fraud. So, yeah.
It's like, hold up, I need to go make a few more purchases before I say no.
Go buy me a new SUV. Yeah.
They'll definitely ask you that question if you don't tell them you're going to Las Vegas.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
Actually, I've never gotten that message in Vegas.
Really?
I use my credit card all the time, so.
Yeah. Because there's like a predictive pattern where they take a look at it. If you just go way off grid, that's when you get that real quick, So, but if they can see it, it's like, oh, you drove there, you bought gas here, and you bought,
I bet you, because I even buy my plane tickets on that card, so I bet you they can even.
Yeah, probably.
with their algorithms. Be like, yeah, he bought plane tickets here to go to Vegas. It's activity here is going to be approved.
Yeah, that's true because every time I go to Phoenix, that I never get hit.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I bet it.
now I buy my plane tickets on the same card. Yeah, but like really bad, weird stuff. Like I think it was like 10 years ago. I had a guy trying to take a mortgage out.
That's right.
Yeah.
You told me that. Yeah.
And it was really easy for them to catch this dude. He was in California. Like if I go on Zillow, there's actually a house in California that I'm registered as the owner of, and I'm not. But it was the one that this guy was trying to buy. And so it shows up as one of my properties on there because Zillow is one of those things. Once you put your address in once and claim that property, it will never let it go. Because,
Really?
and I'll tell you why it does that too. Because if I go and I take a look at Zillow and I punch in my address, all right, my house is showing at like about a $40,000 to $50,000 deficit from my two neighbors. Okay, and so I think this is a marketing trick in some respects. Where you go in there and it's like, well, I'm going to go into Zillow and I'm going to use my house as like basically an evaluation, for declaration of whatever, blah blah blah, stuff like that. But then so if you go there with the free account, it shows your house depreciated. But if you upgrade and put in all your shit, yeah. So, because I did that once, so I was like, all right, fuck it, let me try this. All right. So, they paid like it was like 2-month trial or something like that. It's like $30. And, then it asks you all this information about your house. And I'm like, okay, click, check. And then click all this. And all of a sudden it goes up like $60,000.
Huh.
Yeah. And I'm like, huh. And then so let me cancel this. And within a few days, whoop, went right back down. So there's some kind of fucking shenanigans they got going on.
Or just dump the information that you put in.
Well, I think so, but they see that's the thing is they already know all that information just from the actual MLS listing the last time it was bought. So, and the same thing's true is like, all right, so how would it know it unless my neighbors had put in their shit? Why would their shit be accurate and mine isn't? Okay. Right. And so it's obviously some kind of shenanigans that they're doing.
Yeah. So Zillow doesn't it doesn't gather its information via like the last appraisal or anything because it's not privy to that information, is it?
Can be. Yeah, it can be.
Right.
So if you put it in, but the other thing that it'll
if you put it in.
Well, but it'll also know like everything that's registered with the county with your house. So it'll know beds, it'll know baths, it'll know the permit, it'll know the ownership history, it'll know the sales price history, it'll know your property taxes every single year. So it'll know all that stuff.
That's true. That is all crap. That it's surprising that people can look all this up.
You can totally look. I can click on an address anywhere on the county site and find out who owns that house. So that's not hard. So,
no, it's not. It's not. It's kind of weird though.
Well, it seems like something that you want to protect your privacy on, but it has to do with property law. So we actually know who owns that. And that's why it's really hard to steal somebody's house. Even though you see this stuff, there's like, oh, get this insurance because they're going to mortgage fraud you and steal your house from underneath your feet. Fuck you. No, they are not. Okay, because of that system.
Well, I think the biggest problem that some places have is basically whether or not they have some form of like squatters protection, which some places do.
Some places do.
I don't think it's here.
No. We're this state is pretty ruthless when it comes to that.
If I recall, I think there's a reason where it's like, no, we're very permissive about guns here.
Like you hear about those squatter things, I guarantee you those are all places that are north of fucking Kentucky and east of the Mississippi, where that's a problem.
And west.
Like California,
Oregon.
Okay.
Washington.
All right. Well, they're all New England transplants, so that makes sense.
Yeah, sort of. Those that actually survived the trail, yes. That is correct. Yeah.
So,
you mean the states that are colored blue?
Those ones are pretty blue, yeah. This state's pretty blue too, though.
Oh, that's true. But we're kind of like we're blue, but we're hybrid because we're like no, these things are. I want my stuff.
People say that, but like there's an exclusive club of blue states now that we're probably kind of a part of.
Well,
so because California is like that too. Everybody forgets that you get about 40 miles away from the coast and it's a different fucking land.
This is the weird thing about it is yes, in the same way. the redistrictings will go through in the places they're being pushed for.
Yeah, they don't matter though.
Well,
I
they
was
will.
looking at the math on that's only like 3 different seats. So
Oh.
no, yeah, it was only like 3
Are you
different
talking
seats.
3 different seats, different after they do
Different, yeah.
it? Okay, so right. So by doing it, yes, that will balance that out.
Yeah.
But all that's going to happen is essentially like all that means is that the blue places are going to get bluer.
Yeah.
The redder places are going to get redder. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, well, and I mean that just puts the pressure on those places to actually vote those dudes out if they want to change. So, but because
Right.
when it really comes down to it, like you're talking about 435 seats in the House, you're talking about a 3-seat swing in one direction or another. That's a less than that's less than a 1% margin.
Well, it's less than
if you think about it.
Yeah,
So,
well, it's less than a 1% margin, but at the same time, man, like at this point, yeah, we're not going to have those same like big swings that we did before.
it's going to be 50-50 for the foreseeable, couple
Yes.
cycles.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But so California is a good example of this, where you have a state legislature that's basically, unmovable, in terms of how blue it is.
Correct.
But they're the ones who decide, the districting for the federal level because that's in the Constitution. Right. So, but here,
well, it's supposed they technically have a independent commission.
Well, we do too, technically, but it's 3 Republicans, 3 Independents, and 3 Democrats, and so it's like, well, who gets to pick the Independents? I've never found an answer to that question, Jeff, and I've gone looking for it.
I know that. I mean, that's the thing is, I know that you and I would come up with some boneheaded way to do this that makes sense. Where it's like,
it's got to be a blood test or something.
We're just kind of like, we have to give you, given that all our test questions are basically 3, we're going to ask you 3.
I can do that, man. That's called personality testing, man. If you want to look like a really badass guy, just answer 3 on everything. It'll say, wow, you've got like 4 personalities,
Well, this would be our actual like independent test.
Dude, it needs to be something scientific. I need to extract some kind of DNA from you that we can test in order for me to buy what you're doing here.
To see if you're an independent?
I don't know how else to do. I'm not saying there's a way to do that, but I am saying there's not a way to actually test that in a way that would be like, here, answer these 5 questions and ta-da, you're an independent. I don't buy that either, because if I get the chance to take the test, I'm like, well, those guys are clearly red. Those guys are clearly blue. Well, I'm kind of red. All right, but I know how to answer this question here, so I look gray.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the thing is, we couldn't do it unless like electrocution was part of what we were doing.
I think, the pain of torture if you actually turn out to be a liar.
That's sort of it.
But you've already done the damage then, because you've already redistricted the state. So, what they need to do then is they need to make a row of crosses along a street and hang these guys.
See, now you're talking my language. I mean, now you're talking my language, because I would also, this is the same thing as like, if you want to put an end to the people bothering the people at like the ICE facilities, you have to put them on those crosses, and you get like 9 of them, it'll stop.
No, I mean, if you got a Spartan army of 1,000 people, you hang all 1,000 of them.
I agree. Well, okay, yeah, that's fine. No, you're making yeah.
I mean, Spartacus is at the end of Rome, but whatever.
It's the same thing. It's that same thing. Like Brock keeps trying to talk me out of this here, and I'm just talking about no. The only way to solve this problem is actually
you're just fucking with it.
Well, I'm being direct. He's like, so how do you intend to solve this? I'm like, I was like, oh, nuclear fusion. I mean, and that's like over the entire area, and then you salt the dirt. He's like, that won't work. He said that never works. He's like, look at these. There's always these uprisings. Like, can you tell me the name of all the lost civilizations? No one can, because they burned them completely to the ground and salted the earth. That's the problem. We won't know until we try. And it keeps trying.
You can't keep a straight face on it. Yeah, I get it. See, and here's the problem with Grok is it can't call you on your bullshit.
It can say that's bad. It can say
you guys are not playing by Queensberry rules. You know that when you look at it, you're like, really? Come on. So
There's a part of me that's kidding, but there's a the problem here is I can't. One of the things I can't have happen is I can't read that in New Jersey, right? I can't read that in New Jersey they're doing genital mutilations.
is that true?
Yes.
Well, what do you mean? What are they doing?
This is clitoral removal.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I
That
didn't
just
hear about
happened.
that.
That
Is it
just
an
happened.
isolated case, or is it like a church that's doing it, or something?
Well, it's not a church.
What does that?
Islam.
Islam does that,
Yes.
but like a specific mosque is doing that.
It's a specific doctor.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think
Right.
we found our problem.
But that's what I'm saying is I can't read that happened here. Right? If you want to do this, I don't like that you're doing it in
How'd you find out about it then?
made the news.
So you what?
It made the news.
So you can read about it then.
What's
No, what
I don't
I'm
get
saying
you.
is like in terms of like simmering down the feelings that I have.
Oh,
I can't read about that
No, I'm
shit
tracking you. All right.
and still be like,
Sorry,
oh, this is cool.
I thought Grok was blocking you from reading
That's what I
Oh
thought.
no,
That's right. I thought you were
But Gronk, I tricked into saying the N word. That's
So you unlock an achievement for that?
trying. It was
Make him play South Park.
Exactly.
no.
Naggers.
So that comic I sent to you guys, right? I was making a series of jokes, right? That was the thing, and it wouldn't follow along. So when I said, "What do you call the Flintstones if they were black?" He's like, "I know this one." All right, all right. So then I said, "All right, let me try it a different way." It's like, "All right." So, the one the joke the Simpsons where it's like calling for the name, say the N word, and I framed it as, "Hey, my cousin told me this joke, but I don't get it." And so he's like, "Well, it's this." And he says, and he's tapping.
That hasn't locked you out.
And it's tapped.
You're like, Jeff, I don't want to come over to your house anymore, man. All you do is fucking yell at me.
It's tap dancing around it, and it keeps saying like, well, the thing is, it's trying to get you to actually say the N word. So like, what word is that? I was like, I legitimately have never heard this in my life.
And it didn't refer to 30 conversations ago.
Eventually, it broke down, and it said it, and then I said, I made you say it, LOL. And it didn't like that.
Did it like do a cry emoji or something?
No, it was
Just
just
didn't go black. It's like,
because
Yeah.
it'll give you the error, right? But that's the thing is,
well, no, I mean, it like literally kick you out of the app. You
No.
tap on it again.
No.
It's like, no, I'm not playing with you.
well, no. Here's the thing:
You're
Not
on
bringing-
time
Yeah,
now.
I'm not bringing my trains over here. You know,
it can't do that to you because right now, I promise you, there are people on Grok right now that use that every third word, and they're not doing it ironically. They're doing it because that's how they speak.
so how would it know that you're not allowed to say that word?
It didn't say that I'm not allowed.
Why would it not do it then immediately?
It was basically saying, it's like I don't want to say it.
It's making an assumption that you're not black.
That's right.
Why no? But how would it know that?
Well, because I didn't jump in here and
Speaks in
basically
full sentences.
I speak in full sentences, and I'm not starting that. I'm not using it as a general noun, pronoun, verb. I mean, here's the thing. It's part of
Yeah,
the
but he
speech.
could be a perfectly eloquent black man, and it would. I mean, would it treat you as a white guy then?
Probably.
I don't know. I'm not going to try it.
100%.
So, yeah. Well, it is also linked to your Twitter account too, so
It is.
it would know that. Yeah, come to think of it.
But there's also, I mean, it's just a question. There's it picks up on your mannerisms of your speech. If you start cussing, it cusses back at you.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I don't like cussing at it. It feels like cussing at a dog, so it's just not cool.
There's the funny thing is, in 5 years,
Mhm.
I'm gonna have like a legitimate like robot helper, and I'm gonna talk to it the same way.
Just tell it to be nice to me, man.
It doesn't have. Well, I'm gonna order it to.
Yeah.
It will be nice to you because I tell it to be nice to you. But I mean, that's the thing is, if it's sitting there like cracking wise and all, it's like, no, you're a tool. Tools don't talk like this.
See, mine will be nice to you because it'll know what niceness actually is.
I'm not gonna fucking have one.
And it'll be
So-
just like, oh, this is how he acts.
Yeah,
I'm just
exactly.
nice to people. I don't need to be told to be nice.
It's supposed to come out of the gate that way.
If it's reacting based upon how you treat it,
I don't know if that's the way that programming actually works. I have no idea. I just find that like all of them are absolutely like Elon Musk had his big Tesla thing the other day. Yeah, Optimus out there dancing around. It's just I'm like, well, I don't need that. You know? I'm sure there's a lot of people who are going to be just fine getting one, but like
Well, again, they're at the creepy stage.
it's very creepy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
well, and see, here's the thing: is even I don't think it'll ever not be creepy. I don't think that's actually possible. So yeah, I really don't. You know, because I mean, the more that because then it becomes a point in time where you know that it's artificial,
Yeah.
yet it's imitating everything so fluidly that you know it's like I don't know, man. It's just like there's that difference between like real life and a video game, where a video game will never actually be actual real life because you're still sitting in a fucking chair or whatever,
Oh, yeah.
you know, headset on or something like that. And so there's this just permanent barrier between reality and simulation and that. And I think that thing's going to fit kind of in the same place, you know.
There are plenty of people right now that have, to them, fulfilling relationships with.
I would say those people need a little bit more help than that.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with you, but that's the thing is they're already there.
Yeah, I know.
With something that doesn't have a physical embodiment,
Right.
let alone the actual visual components that Grok has. If you use that,
Oh, I know.
and there are people that are
Yeah.
essentially in love with that.
I would say that's distinctly not healthy. So, but you know,
Am I going to argue with you? No, but
Yeah,
there's
okay.
a reason I would sit there and say like, well, why is it like this?
yeah, I don't know that I don't know the answer to that question.
I think this
So-
goes back to the 1 in 20 suicides thing is, right? Because like, as you mentioned, there has to be like a terminal element, but there's also a component of like, you know, we know it, and like in the family things are like, regardless of the prognosis,
Mhm.
it's like you'd see it through to the end, right?
Oh yeah, no, very much so. My dad was the same way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, he had a lot less time to think about it, but
Yeah, you got the quick version.
yeah, but I'm going to be blunt. That was his fault. So you know, I mean, if he hadn't gotten stubborn there, oh, I'm going to fight this and actually listen to the doctors and said, there's no winning against this, and so you can have another 8 months to get your shit together, or we can, you know, do the chemo, and then you know, there's a fairly substantial, you know, fucking risk that's going to nuke your kidneys. And, you know, like when you play roulette, sometimes you get black, you know?
Yeah.
So I get that. But, you know, like, I just think that there's an element to it where with, you know, like just the technology itself, we'll never be able to actually do that for everybody. So, you know, to the
Well,
point in
for
time,
everybody.
well, to the point in time where it would be mass market adoption. Let me put it that way. Now, yeah, I can see it. You know, them moving boxes in their Amazon warehouse. That's great. Okay, I can see them. You know, like okay, so they're going to replace your yard cleaning service. Okay, fine. Okay, kind of thing.
That'd be
But
great.
well, yeah, kind of. I mean, I'd rather pay a guy to do it. So, especially if he needs a job, you know, rather than paying $40,000 for a robot. You know,
But that implies that it's 70 times the cost.
what?
It is paying a robot $40,000. Yeah, of course, going to pay a guy to
Well,
do it.
that's what they said their initial price point was going to be. It was something around $40,000, but you can use it to do a lot of shit. So, you know,
I was talking about just like getting the yard done.
no,
I was like, yeah, of course you pay a guy to do that instead of 40,000 fucking
right,
dollars.
yeah. But I mean, if you actually had a robot, you know,
I'll
know,
definitely wait till prices come down.
well, I don't know. Like, I mean, I can see where you'd probably have like 4 or 5 families sharing one. You know, when it comes over and does your fucking no.
No.
No, you won't be. Here's the thing: you
'Cause
won't.
then they don't know all the details of you and your family, and then you're gonna have it shared
Well,
with
not
another
if you're
family.
having to just do your fucking yard. So yeah, I mean, what do you like? I don't see
If you
like I'm not
the
at this
HOA
Jetson
would buy
point.
it.
Maybe, well, not mine, but you know, if somebody won't even fucking retar a street.
Look, if that's their liability, like make sure the sidewalks get cleaned or whatever. Yeah, they do it.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know, maybe. So, but like, there's like a lot of like little tasks like that that I think it'll be absolutely fine for. But I mean, I think everybody's envisioning having some kind of like Cogsworth or fucking Rosie, kind of thing.
To a point.
I don't know if it's really going to be like that, man. So, where it's actually going to have its own kind of personality and stuff that you build into
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah.
So,
And I don't think, here's the thing, I don't think anybody will buy it outright. It's going to be
Yeah.
like these. It's the same thing. You go to the company, nobody buys the phone right up front. You basically pay it off, with the bill each month, right?
well, so I think you're wrong there because the commercial model is going to go like bananas first. All right, meaning that the first people that are going to buy it are people who fucking run warehouses and stuff like that.
Well, no, I
So,
understand
yeah.
that, but that's in the same way that, yes, cell phones used to cost a fortune and you used to have to buy them outright.
Yeah.
That's the thing is, eventually it will basically, you're going to upgrade it every 2 years. You're going to
maybe.
or you're going to pay off the difference and trade it in, and that kind of thing is.
But how much would you actually expect to pay for like basically a slave a month?
Whatever my phone bill is, that
I'm sure it's going to be more than that. So
I have no reason to believe. I mean,
I-
at a certain point,
it's so valuable.
it will.
I mean, actually having labor. So it's
Yeah, but-
ridiculously
I
valuable.
bet it'd be like. Oh,
I don't know,
like
man.
300 a month.
Well, and see, that's why I'm saying like most of the people
But
like
that's a family too, so.
yeah.
Right, but I'm
Oh,
saying
no,
is think about, as of right now, the components that went
Mhm.
into this thing and how much they used to cost.
Oh, a lot.
Individual,
Yeah,
right?
a lot.
That's what I'm talking about. Is
Yeah.
these things will actually come down in price because again,
Oh no,
every
consumer product.
what it's going to be surrounded by is essentially like fiberglass or something that's essentially like
Cheap to make.
super durable.
Well, I don't think the actual materials are going to matter that much. I think the utility of what it can do for you is the thing that you're actually going to pay for.
Where's the chips? It's
No, it's what it
core
can
end.
do for you. I mean, if it can fix your car, do your lawn, clean your house, walk your dog.
Oh yeah,
Well,
You
that's just
know.
all add-ons that you'll
That's-
pay different.
yeah.
Well, I don't know, man. I mean, maybe if you have the thing just outright, you can just train it to do that kind of stuff, or update it, or
But then you'd be paying a ton up front. So if you're doing a plan like you do for your
Yeah.
phone,
Yeah.
then each one of those things would be a separate add-on that you
I'd be very surprised if it starts out that way. So,
Oh,
They're not starting
they're going to sell it to basically
the rich.
yeah. They're
And
going to
then-
sell it to the wealthy, and eventually they're going to be like, well, how do we get this into everybody's
the
hands?
wealthy actually want to replace their personal like chef and their cleaning service and stuff with.
Well, no, they're going to
robot.
first want it just because
It's
to
neat.
have it.
it's the item.
Yeah, that's neat. Yeah.
It'll play with their kids, or it's just like it's like half. the
I don't know.
people
Personally, like I think Elon Musk gonna hog them all and send them to Mars to build moon base first.
Dude, that's fine. As a matter of fact, I think that's a brilliant move, but it doesn't. Look, this is the fact is we're marching toward that inevitably, right? This is a foregone
What
conclusion.
Mars?
Well, Mars and basically being house servants.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
Man.
an inevitability.
Yeah, but like, see, there's differences there. I don't think it's inevitable. Just because there's certain elements of like market forces and how people actually respond to things that are just simply not predictable. And like there's just think about it. I mean, so we've had Roombas for what, 15, 20 years? How many people actually own one? If you take 100 people, how many people actually have one?
I have no idea.
I'm going to guess it's probably less than 10. So, I mean, yeah, and the same thing's true. We thought the adoption of electric cars would be universal. No, and that technology's been around for 20 years now. I mean, it got basically to the point where they've solved every last little problem associated with them, including the range on a lot of them. You can get higher extended ranges on some of these things now where even if you have to commute a couple hours a day, you can still take it. So,
Right. But that also, I mean,
still not universal adoption right there, man. So,
well, there's not going to be because I mean, there's a couple of components. Is number one of the reasons people were buying electric cars, and this is part of the problem, was the government subsidies to buy them. So
Well,
they
yeah.
are not
Yeah.
comparably priced still.
Do you think the government's actually going to subsidize like basically unpaid labor in face of paid labor? Something that literally
I don't-
absolutely takes away jobs.
I don't.
So-
Well, here's the. Eventually, yes. Here's the thing: is it always happens. This is the thing: is every technological revolution, as I said here before, has always resulted
create
in
more
more
jobs.
jobs.
Yeah, I get that.
Never less.
Yeah.
Never less. So will it anything in the mundane or whatever that it can replace, it will eventually replace. And especially for the household, like if it comes down to,
I think that's only true if it gets cheap enough.
it'll
So,
eventually get cheap enough.
well, maybe we'll see.
Again, this
So-
thing has, and it's not necessarily that it's become cheaper.
Yeah.
It's ways to make it cheaper on a monthly level.
But I would argue that's gotten much more universal adoption than just about any form of robotics out there.
Right, because we don't have a good version of it.
What?
Of robotics.
Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Again,
maybe.
if
We'll get
you
there.
look at the number of things that this has replaced, right? But
Yeah.
we still call it a phone,
Yeah.
right? And you and I just discussed, like, I haven't called you in like 11 years,
Nope.
and that was a mistake, right?
But
That was
no,
no, it's yeah, because the guy answered was like, "What do you want?" Right? But yeah, that's the thing is when it becomes practical and people start finding ways to need it, then people are going to try to make a profit, and it's either
Totally.
I sell to very wealthy people, or in the same way that these came down is I sell. That's we've talked about this. Market saturation is basically 100%, right?
For cell phones, yeah.
Right. And
But like seriously, out of all the things that I've seen invented over the last like 30, 40 years, that's the only one that I can think of that, has really led to itself to universal adoption. I mean, we've had so many things over the years. You're going to do this, you're going to do that, everything from electric to flying versions of cars,
right.
fucking drones delivering my Amazon packages. They're not doing that, I mean, there's just
Not flying, but eventually they'll drive.
maybe, yeah.
They'll come out of the truck and just.
Yeah, they have a little robot in the tracks that comes out and barfs out your package.
It has to be able to defend itself is the problem, and that's
You should do that, man. So you can have a fucking double barrel shotgun or a fucking M60 like the golf cart in that movie.
you know, I don't have a problem with it.
If it's first you,
The first kid that gets shot.
exactly.
before he
The first
grabs
kid gets
the
shot, and somebody's gonna own. A different guy's gonna own Amazon at that point in time.
Look, man, was it yours?
If it was any kid, that would suck. So
I'm not talking about the kid. I'm talking about the package. Is it yours?
Yeah, but if the kid
Doesn't
grabs a
matter.
package that isn't his,
I hope the sensor actually has like likelihood of minor.
that's not a bet the
Programming.
company kind of thing.
it has to be a zero.
Yeah, it has to be like
That
zero.
is to say that it's going to machine gun you instead of just launching out a cloud of like pepper gel, right?
How about it just politely warn you? That's not yours, sir. This doesn't involve enough violence for him to approve, but I get it.
Well, it's just a question of if they touch it again, what is the
What
consequence?
if it just takes your picture and sends it to the police?
That's not a bad idea.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's not a bad idea. If it's basically if what you do, if it gets the package to the person's front door, right? That mission complete,
Yeah.
right? That's the thing, is mission complete. If you are threatening the mission by attacking the robot, then it will pepper cloud you.
Yeah. I still see a person doing that for quite a while. So.
Probably, especially in urban areas, but in basically like anywhere where it feels comfortable, just the low rates of porch theft or whatever,
Yeah.
it'll just barf it out right there and be on its way.
I don't know, man. I mean, yeah. Like, there's going to be a lot of like jobs that seem menial and unvaluable right now that are probably going to be more valuable and pay a lot more in the future. And I think that might be one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, you're already seeing it in fast food, like that used to be your summer fuck around job,
Sure.
and now they're paying like 25, in some cases $30 an hour. It's like,
Absolutely.
that just blows my mind, man. And I mean, you take a look at like inflation from then and now, and it's like, okay, fine. So there's a straight line here, but that one is like 6 times more than what it used to pay. Inflation is like 3 times more than what you used to pay.
Right.
And so that's actually showing like wage growth in some places.
Well, it's the same. I mean, this is the same kind of thing here. When they were talking about Trump's 50-year mortgage, like this being the problem. It's like, no, it's when you break it down, it's like, okay, here's the chart. This is what the median income was here. Here's how much the house costs. Here's the median income here. Here's how much a house costs, right? Now, again, it's not where you say like, all right, did anybody do this on purpose? It's like, no. It's that for the past 35, 40 years that they've been right is the most solid investment you can make is house and land, house and property, right? It's except for a couple of parts here where there were a little bit of this. It's been like this, right?
Yeah,
In
no,
terms
I
of-
understand.
Right?
I mean, there's a couple of problems with like, comparing apples to apples in that situation, just because you take the median home price and
Median income.
well, you take median income and you're measuring it to median home price, right?
Right.
That is highly location dependent. So, and the other thing
True.
is true is like, if you're a developer, where are you going to build? Are you going to build in a poor neighborhood? Or are you going to build in a rich one?
That's the point.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And so,
Yeah, and that's the thing is if it's based off of like if the market is going like this because there's investment and stuff, yeah, you're going to build more valuable homes in these kind of places here because that's also going to increase what you're getting, right?
well, that and like quite honestly, the people who can afford them are people who already own homes.
Correct.
So like all home ownership policy, regardless of which way you look at it, is either one that benefits buyers or sellers. So those are
That's
your
true.
two fucking
Yeah.
choices.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, more people have houses than don't. And so, until that flips around, you're probably not going to get too much relief because you're basically going to have to come after my fucking equity to get me to agree
That's
to anything.
exactly it.
And I'm not going to let you do that.
That's where I'm like, because
And neither is he.
well, that's where the point was. I'm like, well, so how do you get people to part with that, right? I was like, I don't think you could do that in any kind of
They
ethical
die.
way.
Eventually, you're going to have to die.
Well,
So
they die. There's only two solutions. It's either they die
Yeah.
or you have to build more shit. And that's the thing is,
See,
why would you? You'd lose money doing that.
Well, totally. Yeah, especially if you're entering those high-end markets. And I mean, this is the thing. I did a little deep dive on this. This is a self-licking ice cream cone, man. This problem actually will solve itself. Okay?
With death?
Yeah, there are a shitload of fucking people in this country who are going to die over the next 15 years.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Yeah, and then there's going to be like, actually, real estate right now is a really shitty investment. Okay? Because if you think about it, if you lose a whole bunch of boomers or they have to downsize or move into nursing homes, you're dumping a shitload of inventory on the market.
Right.
And so if you start building right now as a developer, you are not going to get your money back out of that development. So, because quite honestly, I'd say the next 10 years or so, and I'm already seeing it in my neighborhood, and I know we could look up your neighborhood too. Housing prices are probably stagnant.
Great stack.
Yeah, well, just give it a couple more years when all of a sudden, like your old boomer neighbors start selling their houses, and everybody's like, oh, well, I don't want this house that it's been lived in for 9 years, So,
Oh, my God.
I know.
Well,
be still my thoughts, but
Well, that and you and I both know for years, you'd never see a for sale sign.
No.
If you did, it would be gone in 6 hours.
Well, and that was due to two things. Number one is really easy monetary policy. So, mortgage rates were extremely low. And so you got a lot of people in there. And the other one was just demand in general was going up, So, there's especially in this area because jobs, this town's done a great job of attracting new employers over the last 10, 15 years. So,
yes. That's why eventually this place must overtake Denver.
I think depends
We
on.
must. It is the only way for us to destroy what they've built.
We can't fight Denver and Boulder and Fort Collins and Loveland. Yeah, and Aspen. Yeah. I mean, we better off just like putting on gray uniforms and seceding from the to go fire on Castle Rock there.
You're not wrong. It's just it's unfortunate. Actually, so I wanted to ask you one other thing with that. If you did come across this, has there been a change in how many people own multiple homes from essentially like 1975 to now?
I don't know. So
That I didn't overlook because if part of the problem is that essentially this group owns a lot of homes. I don't know that.
there's not that many people who own multiple homes. I mean, if you're talking about like small time landlords who own like 15 or 20 homes, I don't think that they've actually gone anywhere. I mean, just because it's such a stable business, but it takes money to get into that.
Right. Right.
So, but if you're talking about a guy who owns a house here and then a house in like, fucking like a cabin in the woods.
Right.
I'm sure that's the same and that doesn't affect the market
Okay.
much. The other thing is like, there are going to be certain markets that are affected, like definitely like New York, San Francisco, LA, where you have people who own multiple homes all over the globe.
Right.
And so, but
they did back then too.
I don't know about that, man. So, because,
What, globetrotting people? Hell yeah.
I just don't think there were as many of them back then. So,
Well, there were less people back then.
Well, okay, fine. I mean, I guess that's a valid argument.
Well, it's
I just know that this is what, like, for years they were saying this was the fucking problem with Vancouver. Yeah. So I still think there's some shenanigans going on with that. But fuck it, like, you're not going to make any of those cities better by adding more people to them.
Well, let's just commensurate housing.
Fuck that. Fucking move. I mean, I get it. But, eventually you just have to realize that you have no right to live in the neighborhood in which you grew up in if you can't afford it. So, okay. And if everything's gotten so fucking expensive around there, for your sake and for the sake of your future and the sake of your family, fucking pull up roots and go find somewhere else, man. So there's no shame in that. There is no shame in that.
No, it's not a question of shame. It's a question of, all right, so I've heard a counter argument in terms of, and I'm not saying I agree with you or disagree,
Okay.
but I've heard a counter argument in terms of if your city, right, if where you live is not taking steps to keep people where they are, that is not your fault. It's their fault.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, you may have to deal with the consequences, but it is supposedly, again, their presentation was, it is your city's responsibility to make it so that generations can live here in an affordable way.
It is your responsibility as a voter to hold your city responsible. So for that, you can turn a city election way faster than you can any kind of national election.
Totally understand.
And so, and if you're going to be in deep blue fucking San Francisco and complain about housing policy, yet still vote for the same people, I'm sorry, you're still to blame in that situation.
Oh, I completely agree with you. Look, when they're actually...
And if you want to bitch about it or vote or move.
You cannot be in a situation where there is actually one Pelosi finally going out and her daughter actually...
right back in. Oh my God, that's so funny, man.
Because you'd have to look at this and say, like, I think we have an acceptable level of human waste on the streets.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Totally
it's just
fine.
within margin,
Yeah, what the fuck? It's like, so no kings, but aristocracy is fucking dope.
Hey, man, if you get the government you deserve. And so
I've always made that
if you're not going to fight it, and you're going to actually get, like another Pelosi to represent that district for another 50 fucking years, that's your fault. So don't ask me for sympathy. And definitely don't fucking levy any taxes on me so you can build trains in walkable cities in your fucking shithole of a city that you are responsible for as the people who live there.
I was at the grocery store earlier today. Okay?
Wow. What's that like?
I'm with you.
One bougie thing, man.
That's the one bougie thing you really do, though.
Yeah, I don't have a nice car. I don't take.
You refuse to buy things.
I don't vacation in France. Yeah,
it's like I've not seen you buy speaker equipment or anything
I don't even have all the streaming services.
That was the other thing is if I were to go back 20 years and say like in 2025, people will be. You're not going to believe this, okay? You'll still be using Microsoft Word. You won't own it.
Yeah, exactly.
You won't own it.
You won't own it. You'll just rent it from them.
You will pay $8.99 a month to use it, right? Nobody would believe you.
Nobody would believe you.
That's fucking dumb.
Stupid.
It's like, why wouldn't I just pay $200 for it up front? It's like, because that's $200 up front.
Right, yeah.
$8.99 you can do, and you're going to do that to watch television, right? Nobody would believe you.
Nobody would believe
kind of stuff. But I was at the grocery store, and I left I have like 40 reusable bags. Oftentimes they're in my car, but sometimes when you keep using them and bringing them in the house, they don't find their way back out to your car.
Yeah.
So if you don't have bags, you can buy more reusable bags, or they'll sell them to you for paper bags for 10 cents a piece.
Yeah, I always get the paper bags.
Well, here's the thing, is why did that happen?
Oh, because they get their butt, like the State House here got their panties in a knot over like fucking plastic bags.
Right, they did.
Yeah.
But why did they do it?
Who?
Why did the people here do that?
Because all these fucking lunatics around here were talking about like, oh my God, we don't want to strangle fish with their bags, and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, well, no, the bottom line here is because California did it.
Okay, but the voters in this state are responsible for that.
Well, and here's
Just because California does it doesn't mean we have to listen to them.
totally understand that. But that's the thing is the fucking posers over here are like, all right, that sounds great.
That was
Let's do it.
voted on, Jeff.
I
That was on
understand.
the fucking ballot.
They're still posers.
Yeah, okay, well, more of them showed up than we did, so there you go.
understand. You're not wrong. Okay,
Yeah.
you're not wrong. But that is why Denver must be dismantled. But I'm going to put that away for a second. So you go over there and you say, like, all right, so these guys over here, this started in California, and ultimately what this ends up doing is they do this for environmental reasons. All this matters is evidently pretty much everywhere in the country now, if you get bags from a grocery store, it's 10 cents, right?
Really?
Correct, because they
Not in Vegas.
Like Oklahoma?
no, but in most places, the grocery stores have now started doing that, where
Oh.
if you're going to get bags from them, it's going to be 10 cents.
Well, it's a textbook thing, just because Texas orders the most of them, eventually everybody else does
Exactly,
that.
right? Because if California has phased these out, now they don't make as many of them, and et cetera, right? That's how it goes down the line, right?
Yeah.
And that's sort of like you get what you vote for.
You absolutely do. So,
Even if you're the big country, realize you're doing this to everyone.
I don't give a shit about that.
No,
Their
No.
problem. They don't have to vote for it.
I am amazed. And again, do not whatever they do. I don't think they're doing it fast enough. Okay,
For what?
I do not think they're doing it fast enough in terms of finding every illegal where they live and getting them out of this country. Because in terms of changing the actual demographics,
Oh, that you won't be able to do that.
oh no, you will. Here's
The
the thing,
numbers just aren't there. So,
here's the thing, it's not about
Yeah.
just you're not going to pull enough out of California to change this.
Mm.
But what you will do is you will pull them out of smaller places. So again, this is sort of like the Minnesota is a problem, right? Because of what specifically they're importing in.
Mhm.
Now, what they import in actually votes Democrat 78 to about 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Right? Which is why they brought in all these Somalis.
New York's the same way. So,
Exactly. Right?
Yeah, you saw the stats on that the other day that New York City. So New York City, you don't have to be a citizen to vote in the city election. Yeah, and so there was what was it? The stat was it kind of blew my mind. It was like about 40% of the people who voted in the election weren't born in the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's city policy, man.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying here is if you do that and you say, all right, well, what I'm going to do is we're going to find ways to get these people in smaller communities. That's how you're going to end up having.
Yeah, I don't think smaller communities are going for that. So,
It's already happened. It's already happened in places in Ohio.
wow, okay,
But that's
I don't know anything about Ohio. So,
well,
yeah,
all right.
So, you don't have a celebrity like name to put on this thing today.
What? I got to come up with this?
I don't know. You're usually the best at it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
We didn't have a tie.
We
All
already
right.
talked about Tim Curry.
Okay.
I don't think that's going to hit your rating well.
We could talk smack about Deion Sanders and his.
Yeah, we got Deion Sanders.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, anyway.
I brought up people. You don't like them. We played a clown spider. I mean, it's okay. We brought up Rick Moranis.
That's a good one.
You didn't make fun of him, or anything.
He was good in that movie.
Well, that doesn't make a good title.
The title, when it comes to all right, and this is already written down.
Yeah.
When it comes to Tim Curry, the thing is like, were there a shit ton of drag queens in it? That is not the movie that you watch.
That's not the movie that you watch. Yeah.
You would know.
Yeah. You would
Don't
absolutely. know.
recall this at all.
There'd be so many references later. I was like, oh yeah, I guess I saw that.
Did you see the Rocky Horror Picture? Was there a character named Rocky in it?
Nope.
Okay.
There's a plant.
There's a plant.
Right?
There you go. Yeah.
There we
yeah.
go. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one with the plants.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
All right, time Pat.
I'm well.
I'm Jeffrey.
Hitting the button.